Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good people. Good morning to you. Oh, I wish I could sing so I could tear that thing up. Mm-mm-mm. I need to take vocal lessons so I can sing good morning real good. Yes. It's a good cloudy morning, but it's good nevertheless. I need somebody to be on here so I can see if y'all can hear me. Hey. Well, y'all know me. If it's 121 or 81, I'm gonna talk my talk. Meek Talk goes down regardless. Again, just want to say good morning to Mr. Atmosphere. Hey. And everybody else who might come on later on, or whatever the case may be. I'm out here driving, headed back to South Carolina. This is I think this is where I'm at in my mind, because now it's almost like this is about to be reality. Can you hear me good, Atmosphere? Because I took it off the Bluetooth. I'm thinking that sometimes that coming through the car, it makes it sound a little airy. How's my sound? Oh, I think I'm hungry now. I ain't want nothing to eat when I first left. Now I'm hungry as heck. Go back and listen to that what you call it? Keisha Cole. That first CD. Sounds like my windows are down. Okay, let's see. Because they ain't. Let it hook to the car. Hey, where my purse at? I could get my earbuds. What about now? Can you hear me still? Are you hearing me through the phone? It just sucks. Okay, what about now? Am I loud enough? It might sound airy still because I am in this car. How's it sound coming through the Bluetooth? I know it probably sound wide open, but can you hear me clear? Okay. I guess we got to leave it through the Bluetooth. Anywho, as I was saying before I had to go out and come back up. That's funny. I dropped myself. No, but this last trip is like, it's monumental in a sense for me because what about now? Is that better? I don't know how it worked with the volume. Hey, is it very loud still? Checking, checking. 1, 2, 3. Checking, checking. How about me? Okay. I was up like on 45. Hey, that Keisha Cole was getting good a minute ago, man. I was in here singing like, you change. No, but this trip for me is, I'm going to call it monumental because right now, as I head back home, I am, it's like official. This will be my last hoorah. Hey, Selena. This will be my last little whatever in Charleston. And it ain't been so peachy for me. Doing good, Selena, just driving on my way back home. It ain't been bad for me in Charleston. Don't get me wrong. Charleston has been an amazing place to live. It's just I think my time is up. So I'm gonna, embark on something different because there's still a lot of things that I want to do career wise. There's still a lot of things that I feel like haven't worked in Charleston will work somewhere else. So I just want to shoot for my dreams. And then also the main thing being is being with family, near somebody that loves me and will help me if I need it, just to have that support system that I don't have in Charleston. I done thugged it out 15 years. And especially getting a little bit older, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be by myself. So I'm changing that, which is good. But it's like, whew, I feel a little shaky this morning because I'm like, I'm going home and this will be literally my last, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks in a city that I've called home for 15 years. I'm going to go somewhere where basically I know my family, my friend and her daughter, them two people, and her husband, yeah. But still, it's support, But I think that the reason why I titled this Confidence, there's a lot of things that happen to us in life that will kind of diminish our confidence in a sense, even when you're the most confident person in the world, whether it's on a personal level or a professional level. And I think that my confidence has been, I'm not going to say under attack because I don't like to use that word. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that because that's what it is. It's been a little bit under attack because I believe that God naturally made me confident. I ain't really ever had confidence issues, but I have had situations that I understand how it can trigger your self-esteem, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. Life would be, during the time when I was going through um, having hemoglobin issues and iron issues and not really realizing that, you know, not to go out deep in my thing, but because of my lady issues or whatever, first fibroids, a lot of women deal with that, like especially black women. Um, those things are bloodsuckers, man, and and it took a lot over like a couple of years, not trying to figure out what's going on, and in the process, it's diminishing you as a woman. Most any woman that has dealt with things like this, they know like how it makes you very insecure. It makes you feel even less than a woman at times, So my confidence, although I fought to keep it high, it was always being attacked for at least, I would say, 3 years until they figured out what the problem was. I was extremely anemic, which I have been since my son. But then with all of that going on, my hemoglobin was really, really low to the point where I've had in the last, just in the last 3 years alone, I had at least 3 blood transfusions. And I used to hate that because I'm like, I don't want these other people blood. But it's a difference between life and death. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I now look back on and think is how close to death that I really was in those situations. Um, when your hemoglobin and your iron is low like that, that's a deficiency in your body, and it's connected to a lot of different things. And the main one being your heart. And I'm a hustler. What I do is get out here and get money, take care of myself. And in all of that, when COVID hit and after COVID, me trying to stay on top and get back up, not realizing the whole time, I call it, I was on borrowed time. It could have been the last moment for me. And I was just pushing, y'all, pushing through, still taking care of my business, pushing through. I would be door dashing at night and not even, it's like mentally, I was not connected to the fact that my body is telling me something going on. I don't know why I'm so tired when I go up 2 flights of steps. Why do I have to sit down when I go up 3 flights of steps when I come back down? Like, y'all, I could have been up out of here. I went to the doctor, and when they did my blood work, they called me later on the evening, and what she said was, I need you to go to the ER right now. And I'm like, oh, well, I got to work in the morning. I could go out to work tomorrow. No, ma'am, if you don't go to work, your heart can stop. This is very serious. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And you know what? That first time she said that, you know what I did? I went to work the next morning. Thank you. I went to work the next morning and did them heads and then got off and went to the hospital. And they said, what was your hemoglobin? I said, oh, it was like I forgot what it was, but we're going to say 3.2. You walked in here? That's when I really realized, like, hold up. Is that serious for real? Yeah, when they start asking you stuff like, do you faint? Have you ever fainted? How are you walking? So it was a lot going on in that time where, man, my weight was up and down. It was like by them trying to figure out how to correct my things going on. It's like, well, let's put you on the shot. Put me on the shot. I was like 200 pounds. I'm only 5'2". Say I leave the hospital, I feel good. Oh, I don't feel bad again. But once I start feeling bad, it's like I never realized what I was feeling until after I got that blood and felt better. Like, I had one client that could look at me and be like, your skin is too bright. You not this yellow. Something's off. She would call it every time. Like, I would be so pale and just, man, I was like having shortness of breath, all types of stuff, hair falling out. These are things that I didn't. Oh, because I'm a little bit in the country. Can you hear me? Okay, he's back. But yeah, man, I had my hair falling out, all types of stuff that I didn't even really realize that was connected to that iron deficiency. I think I was talking about that on another live. I said, yo, the way our body is designed, God goes to the source, and our scalp has the largest pores where a lot of the minerals are, your zinc, your iron, and all that good stuff. So when your body has a deficiency, it automatically starts to pull it from your body. And it's going to your head where the biggest pores are, where there's the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you have the most of whatever it is you're lacking. Yeah. So it's going to go there. And once it pulls it out your hair becomes dry, brittle. It starts to fall out. So here I am. Who knows? One day I might post some pictures of my hair. My hair was so see-through in the top. But like I said, during that time, my confidence was so messed up. I couldn't handle a relationship right because I was always so nervous about what's going to happen next with my body. Every time I went to the hospital, they were sending me, well, went to a regular doctor's appointment, they were sending me to the ER because my hemoglobin. Like the next time it happened, and she said, it was like I knew they was going to call. I just waited on the phone call, and as soon as they called, I just start crying like I don't want to go to the hospital, but I did go, and it was the same. Oh no, what's going on here? I had to ask that lady to give me a hysterectomy because she would have kept trying different stuff. And that saved my life. Honestly, I know it saved my life. I don't think another year y'all wouldn't be sitting here listening to me. Honestly, like it was bad. But like I said, during that time, me personally, I took a hit in my confidence. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't want to like put on clothes and get cute like I used to. I stayed away from even. I tried one relationship, and well, as y'all might know, he moved in, and I didn't know he moved in, but nevertheless, our relationship was really doomed out the gate because I was so withdrawn with my health. It was like a lot of times people be going through things, and it takes a little recovery time. And that leads into my life with my career and everything, and get ready to start over again as I move to a new place. I'm excited about my move, very excited, man. Cause I'm glad I'm still here too, girl, because I got to get married, get a divorce, and have some grandkids. I need to experience life. And I'm joking about the divorce. But I'm in South Carolina. I've decided I'm leaving because the thing ain't thinging right now. Business is slow, and I'm starting to yeah, I'm feeling it. Just go figure. Uh, that just last week, Selena, very well, DoorDash is a very important part of my supplemental income. When things low on one side, it keep me go on the other. And when they abruptly, oh yeah, and I heard back from them, they said that I will not be getting my account back. They did find something I did, but they still ain't telling me what I did. So I have no idea what I did, but they said they not giving me my DoorDash back, and I can appeal it again in 90 days. So I said, DoorDash is something that's common in most Black females. Most of my exes have explained the same issue. Yeah, it's very common, and they don't know why Black women get issues with fibroids as to any other woman, but it's very, very, very. That was the beauty of it. I had so many clients that had experienced what I was getting ready to go through, that I think it made my recovery great, because I ain't really had no pain or anything. I was by myself at home. They told me to walk 10 minutes a day. I took my time to walk to the pool and chill out, because I live like 3 minutes from the pool. I kept going in life. Most people's like, oh my God, you just had surgery. Why are you? Leave me alone. I got this. I'm not about to sit up and go into depression in recovery because I told myself in my mind that I'm in pain and I can't walk. No. But like I said, the confidence thing goes into my career because I'm a hairstylist, and right now it ain't really busy, which is normal this time of the year, but it's something a little different going on right now. Did she really just turn in that truck on a red light? Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna act like it don't get hard, because it does. I'm me. I'm a single woman who does very well taking care of herself because I have to. You know what I mean? Ain't necessarily I want to, but I got to. So it is what it is. But to number one, have your main income on doing something crazy. Then it's turning around your backup income done did something crazy. That's enough to kill anybody's confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, see you later, Selena. That's enough to kill anybody's confidence, is to feel like things are being stripped from you for nothing. It will have you sitting there like, well, what did I do wrong somewhere that's making this happen to me? And sometimes it's just life, you know? Sometimes it's just life. Things happen. And it's hard to remember that, hey, my dude, you're built for this, you know? I don't like, we love saying God won't put more on you than you can bear, but I don't think we really understand the truth in that. Especially when you are doing the best you can and things start happening. Then you know, like, this pressing is for a reason. It's not because I did something wrong, but as a human being, you do start to think like that. Like, what's wrong? What happened? You know, it was just like this last month, and now it's like whatever. Hey he, hey don't. So, you know, your confidence can be messed up in your career too if you're not getting the income you're used to getting, or you're not um seeing the way out of no way in moments. You know, I've always been a person that regardless of what was going on in my pocket, I could always see that way that it, oh, okay, I'm cool. I can chill because I know this gonna happen, you know. I'm good because by this week I've been and did this many people head. So when you can't make those estimates, then your confidence will take an attack, you know? Like in my mind, it's like, well, it's not one or two clients missing, it's a whole bunch of clients missing. Where you girls at? You know, man, did I mess up somebody's head? Those are things that attack your, like how we talked about your mind. Those are things that play out in your mind. In my heart, I know good and well I'm great to my clients. I know I give them excellent service. I know that I do amazing work. I'm confident in that. But when those things shift on you real quick and you don't realize it's about to, or don't understand why it is, I just told my dude, I said, it made me feel like somebody put a mojo on me, because it's like weird. But I have to constantly remind myself that I'm great at what I do. This is just a thing that's going to pass by soon. You know, you're about to go to a new place and things are going to get better. I believe that with all my heart. But that doesn't mean your confidence doesn't take a hit. You know, I wasn't even confident enough to speak to the man that has given me an opportunity to be in his salon even through the hard times. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man allowed me to work for free almost a whole year. He gave me a chance to come out running, you know, so that helped. I was running, and then all of a sudden it was like skirt. So you don't want to take advantage of people that are helping you, but at the same time, I was nervous because I felt like I'm letting a person down that helped me. So we hadn't even been communicating because I didn't have the confidence to go to somebody that I even consider a great friend of me to even let them know this is what's going on. Because you do feel less than. You feel a little weaker because you're used to being able to handle your things. You're used to being able. Now y'all don't think I'm over here just can't eat, poor and all that stuff, but it's a hard press on your girl right now. It's gonna always get taken care of, but it ain't always been this hard for me, you know. But I wasn't confident enough to even let him know, hey, I don't know what's wrong, what's going on, but this is what's happening. And I should have been, you know. I had to apologize to that man for that because I just automatically assumed. Well, what happened was one time when I was telling him a situation, and he was like, well, there really ain't no need to make an excuse because I got my own thing going on too. And I took that as whatever, don't bring me your shit, and you figure out a way to get my money. But in a sense, we both were feeling the same way. You cut me off. No, you cut me off. That's one person I can say that is my friend that had my back in Charleston. I'll never take that away because he did. I ain't had nobody to help me move. I had just started working at that man's shop. Who moved all my stuff? That little man, 5'7", helped me move all my stuff. Made sure I was good. That's the only person that really know where I live at, because I don't like people knowing where I live. But career wise, I have in Charleston. I would say I have taken a hit in my confidence level, regardless of how good of a stylist I am, regardless of how on my booking site I get great reviews. People that feel like, wow, I got way more than a bomb hairstyle. I had, I left there feeling this way, or I came in feeling this way. And hey, DJ Memphis, I left feeling so inspired, encouraged, because that's what I think I'm naturally here to do, is to motivate, inspire, encourage. So when you are that person that normally does that, for one, it's a shock when it's on you, when you need it from somewhere, and instead of me waiting on somebody to give me that, I started to go live. So, when I go live and I just start talking about life, you get those, I get it, I understand. It's like that for me too. You got this. That's how I choose to deal with my confidence issues this morning. I came on here to where I know I might only have 3 to 6 people listening, but oh well, because I know that ain't nothing wrong. I'm just having my Meek Talk. We talk about confidence and how even the most confident person can have a moment where their confidence goes down or is shaky. I talked about my health issues that I had over the year and how close I was to being up out of here and not even really realizing it. At any given moment, it could have happened. I could have just basically dropped dead due to fibroids and hemoglobin and iron issues. It took a toll on my whole life, trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and till she got to the solution, But up until that time, it was like, man, I could have really been gone, because it was like they called me the woman with no blood in the hospital, y'all. When they said that, that's when I really was like, wow, the woman with no blood. That's how bad my stuff was. Then I had developed a heart murmur. It was a lot. I'm so grateful that I am here. Like, I'm too young. I'm only 50 years old. I was like 46, 47 going through this. And it probably started before that. It just had gotten bad, But then we went on to talking about career wise. Thank you, DJ. I'm glad I'm here too. I promise you, I am. I am. And yeah, we talk about career wise, and I was just saying how my career has been having a lot of ups and downs, and I don't have that thing in me that says, you know what, next week you're gonna get it, because you got 4 clients coming, because my clients ain't really been coming. It's just like I'm just talking through my life, That's all I do on here. Every time I talk, I promise you, I ain't talking at nobody. I'm talking to me. And I'm glad that y'all are listening. Because when I talk, I think it's like a form of therapy for me. I'm getting it out, so it's not stuck in my head. And then I'll be sitting here overthinking and going crazy. I really want to live my life like, fuck it. I mean, there's some things I can't right now, and there's nothing I can do but keep going in Charleston until it's time for me to leave. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going and know that, I trust and believe that God, that's where the confidence in him comes in. We have to have confidence that God is going to take care of our situations, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like. We might not understand it. We might not have an immediate solution for it. But one thing I know is that through any turmoil that I've ever been in, it can be like that last second on the shot clock. And boom, something comes through. One would call it a ram in a bush or something, but it always happens. So that's why I said I have to keep my confidence levels up. I have to be clear in knowing that I'm covered and protected at all times. I have to be clear in knowing that in by faith, I'm not always going to see it. I just got to know it is. I got to have confidence in all of that. I got to have confidence that my newness is going to be the best part of my life. Starting over fresh, doing things again, meeting new people, going new places. I got the confidence of, man, a room of 5,000 right now on that level. But as I head back to South Carolina, I'm like, man, I need some women to book appointments because I got one more month of rent to pay. I got a car note. If I can get through that and get back to where I'm going, I'll be good. And it's going to happen. But it's like I have to walk in my God-given confidence. I think that man, that's almost like, what if that's the difference between cocky and confident? One is God-given and one is self-given. You come too cocky, then you come off abrasive and a know-it-all and think you better than. But when you're naturally confident, it's how God sees you. And if somebody don't like that, then that's a problem with them. If I ever be cocky, it's because I'm playing. I don't want to come off as that person that thinks she does, or my shit don't stink, or I'm better than this person. I'm always wanting to help people. I help people from a place of lack if I can. If I am in a place of lack, and if I can help somebody, I'm going to help them because I know that blessings come when you give. And it don't. And I'm not saying finances. I'm saying just period. It's just period. You can't ever not be a giver. They say God loves a cheerful giver. Man, if I don't care if I need to listen to you talk for 15 minutes, I gave you time. I gave you my ear. I don't care if you need a hug. I showed you love. I gave you love. We get so caught up in, money, money, money. Yeah, it's about money. But I know that me giving somebody a listening ear, God can bless me with finances. I know that if I take time to speak life into a little girl on the street that might be going in a way that she shouldn't go, she might not want to hear me at that time, but I bet she gonna remember me. But I gave her something. I give a lot. And I think that's what, like, a lot of people don't understand with me. Like, my best friend, she'll always say, I don't understand. She's like, it's going to be okay, though. I don't know where your people at. She's like, but me, you always giving. You give a lot. She's like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, those are the things where I say I need to be close to family. Because I need to be able to sit down with that person versus her telling me on the phone. You said you don't give many people your time. Yeah, I mean, so I do have confidence in myself there that I'm always going to have the type of heart I have. But when you by yourself chilling and you just trying to think your way through life, you will be like, okay, what is it? What am I doing? Why isn't this? What is that? Where is this at? I'm like, and those are the things I don't want to keep in my head. So I will come on here and talk my little head off because the last thing a person wants to do is go into a place of depression. And that's another real thing that a lot of people don't realize that can happen, and you not even realize it. I know my triggers. I know the things that send me into places I don't want to go. So I fight like hell to stay out of those places. I'm a happy person. So when I start feeling too low, I'm like, uh-oh, wait a minute. What's trying to creep in here? Let me figure out something to do. Or I'll go pray if I ain't got nobody else to talk to. So I do that anyway, but y'all know what I mean. I don't know why that be like the last thing a lot of times we do. I think that's just a weird human thing. But I got a lot better with that too, you know. Pray when the pressure is tight. Don't think about it when it ain't that tight and you feel it about to get tight. But that's what I'm saying. And even like, man, y'all, please, y'all, I ain't got no money. When I do that, because it comes from a place of giving, it really does, DJ. Like, I would guarantee you, every time that I done gave any like gifts or any kind of donation, it come back to me. I always tell people like, I know the, I know the, I know what it means when there's good ground. I think if you give in places where good is, then you get back a reward. You know, so I be led by my heart, my spirit. If I feel like I need to drop a couple memberships, I do. A lot of times I do that. It'll be like two people a book an appointment when I didn't even have no people. And you know, some might not believe it's connected, but I choose to. I choose to. Hey, Dimple D, how you doing this morning? Yeah, y'all. Like a lot of people, especially like just observing, you know, not going into much of YouTube stuff, but just like to use it as a kind of an example. You know, a lot of people will be behind this thing or in front of a camera. You can see them, and we don't know, but people be hurting. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people out here be hurting, and we'll never know because it's easy to turn on the camera or get behind the camera and be everything you wanting to be in a moment. I want to be whole, so if I come on here, nobody knows how broke. Not me. I'm not me per se. I fought far hard for my wholeness, but I'm just saying, a person can be like, I'm gonna turn this camera and I'm gonna be the whole me on this camera because none of these people know me. They don't know that I really might not want to be here. They don't know that I'm one paycheck away from not having anything. And I think that, you know, what people don't realize is when we as people go against each other so hard and do some of the most heinous things in some cases, you never know that person that you're trying to poke or push out or push off or whatever the hell is going on. You never know what space that person is in when you're poking. You never know, you know. Like I can't intentionally hurt people. Like that is so weird to me. Like if any of y'all on here did something to me right now, I'm not gonna go and intentionally hurt you. I'm just not gonna talk to you. I'm like, that's easy. I never seen none of y'all. Never. Giving from the heart. It's not expect anything. Expect the feeling. It's not expected except the feeling that you gave someone the best feeling. I agree. That's why I said, even though when I do it because that's my heart, my true heart. But I do recognize my blessings after the fact. You know what I mean? Like I'm expecting to wake up in the morning and be thankful that I'm here another day. That's my greatest expectation. Now I got to do the work. You know, faith without works is dead, they say. But I also got to, you know, rejuvenate my confidence at times. You know, like I said, I'm fun. I'm happy. I'm not unhappy. Do I get a little sad? Hell yeah. But I'm a human being. And I'm just working towards my best life, I would say, that part where you're now enjoying life. I've had a career, the same career for 30 years. And in my change, I'm going to have to do something I haven't done in 30 years, which is go clock in somewhere. Because I ain't on if I'm about to drive myself crazy trying to eat myself to death trying to get some money. Yeah, I'm going to still do it, but I need that steady paycheck. I have to go somewhere and rebuild, rebrand, and do all those things over again. And until that happens, I got to have some money coming in. So I got to get a job. And I'm even excited about that because I am a firm believer in sometimes you got to do something different to get something different. Maybe most of my clients that I get initially are going to be on that job that I have. So I can't be closed off to anything. I have to do the things that I haven't done before or the things that otherwise make me uncomfortable. I ain't been wanting to go clock in nowhere, but I'm gonna have to do it because I got a bright a bright picture and it's good. But I got to work all the parts of it. I can't leave out one and think that something that I need is going to come out of it. I have to apply myself 100%. It's kind of like touchdown, hustle, hustle hard. And that's where I'm going to be at. Never been a problem. You silly. Yeah, I mean, but I think that even social media gives people a level of confidence that they otherwise would not have. And then we'll say, "Oh, you keyboard, what you call it, keyboard gangster." If that's the case, we all keyboard gangsters, cause y'all all talking crap back and forth to each other. Ain't nobody. We only seen one person pull the hell up, and that just made me hungry. Woo. Yeah, I know. Atmosphere. I know. I'm about to be sacrificed a lot, but the beauty of it is, I like today I was talking about confidence. And I know that my confidence isn't gone. I just need a pep talk sometime. And that's what we having right now is a pep talk. I have all the confidence in the world for what I'm getting ready to do, or I wouldn't be doing it. It's like I know I'm gonna have to do some different things, but it's time. You know what I mean? It's time to do something different. I've done hair 30 years. This has carried me. I have not worked until I started doing a little DoorDash and stuff. I ain't worked no other job. That's a beautiful career. Most people will retire now because of life choices coming up. I'm not in position right now to retire, nor am I ready. But there's no time like the present to no, I was just piggybacking off your somebody said something to you. If you're talking to me, I was just elaborating a little more and agreeing with you about the sacrifice statement you made. You stupid. Who you gonna pull up on? You were funny. Yeah, man. I'm excited, y'all. Like I'm a little I think I'm gonna be in a state of being oh, I thought that was him. I'm sorry, I can't hardly see. I could see the comment, but I couldn't see the name. I apologize. Memphis, you said it. You gotta remember I am driving, so what I see, and what I don't. And then I don't know. I think I'm just automatically used to just atmosphere. You lame, but that's my buddy. But yeah, I think that I'm in a overwhelmed state right now. I mean, for real though, is it either I'm calling somebody atmosphere or I'm calling somebody heat? How many people I see the most on YouTube? For real, for real. Um, yeah, I think I'm just a little overwhelmed, excited, a little nervous, but the good nervous. Damn, that bug hit the mess out of my windshield. A good nervous. I don't have any fear whatsoever in what I'm doing. None, none. I don't have any reservations. I'm just overwhelmed. So every other day, mushy meek appears. I'm not a mushy person. I don't like that. To be like just all teary for no good reason. But again, it's like I don't like being a mushy person, but I like to cry. If that make any sense, it's weird, ain't it? It's like a crazy oxymoron. I hate being mushy, but I like to cry because it feel good. Daggone it. And like I said, I'm heading back, and I know that it's countdown. It's like I would say by the 21st is that's it. My biggest thing about now is making sure my last month is taking, tying up those ends, and then figuring out my plan for moving my things, which I think I have it. I'll be driving up and then just, cause I think I can get a cheap plane ticket, and me and my friend gonna catch a flight down and drive everything back up. That would be like the easiest way for me right now, versus me and her both trying to be one driving the truck, one driving the car, all that stuff. It is DJ. It said tears have no biological purpose except for to clear your vision. You you could take that as your eyesight, or you could take it as your vision as a whole, your clarity of things. To be able to look and see what you need to see and know what you need to know. That's why I know I'm gonna be all right, because I've been a crying fool. Yeah, I'm like it feel like I'm pregnant. Ain't no baby cage. And ain't no, yeah. But here nor there, that's TMI. But yeah, I just be like all over the place. Every other day I'm just bust out crying, like, oh my God. And then I do think I'm dealing with a level of separation anxiety because I have been in Charleston for 15 years. So it's like I'm leaving a place that I've called home for a long time. When I came here, my intentions was, oh, I'm gonna get this place 4 years. It's been almost 16 years now. So I had a good run. But I know there's more in me that I need to put out to the world. I look at all the steps that I've taken along the way, like early in my career to now. Like there's so much I've done that I have to be grateful. But there's a lot of things that I learned along the way that I understand that had I had those things, I would be a little bit better as far as my stability and my finances. Again, I'm not broke broad, but I learned a lot. I told you about my mentor. She's like one of my best friends, and she's a hairstylist as well. And when she moved to Charlotte, we both moved from Cleveland. She moved from Charlotte. I mean, she moved to Charlotte, and I moved to South Carolina. But when she first moved to Charlotte, I'm like, man, I want to move. And she was like, just transition. I'm like, what do you mean? And she told me, like go down every few weeks and just tell people you come in. And that's what I did. But when I hit down there, that's when I was like 2008, between 2008 2011. That's when I was big on doing YouTube videos. And she wasn't. And then I fell off from doing the YouTube videos, and she started doing them. And this woman, the first year she was on YouTube, she made like $65,000. So I'm always thinking like, what the heck happened to me? Why did I fall off from that? But I think what it was is I got comfortable. I didn't have to, when I first came to Charleston, I didn't have to work hard to be like the top stylist. I was good. Everybody wanted to sit in my chair. That happened for some years, and they're still out there. But right now, I ain't got time to go sifting through and finding these people that would love to have me as their stylist. If I'm gonna do all that, I'd rather do it fresh and new. You know, my sales still clear because I know the other day I was going out and didn't know. Um, it's almost like a bittersweet moment I'm getting ready to go into because it is a real live countdown. I'm going down here. I actually took boxes with me when I just went, um, just so I didn't have so much to carry. I'm like, ain't no sense in me going back again before I leave. So I got to start packing, y'all. Packing up, getting rid of stuff. I'm gonna do such a goodwill dump. I'm a firm believer in if I ain't seen you in 6 months, you're trash. It's just a process. It's gonna, and I'm gonna apply it to my life as I always do. It's gonna be a lot of cleaning up, cleaning out, storing things away, buying new things. It's like I'm getting ready to have a whole fresh start, and I have to talk these things out sometimes because I don't want to lack the confidence. I don't want to lack that that thing in me that I know is still there that know how to get it. My mama gave me hustle, boy. Whew, that lady, she gave me hustle. And that's why I know when I talk about my friend, that lady has gone on to become a millionaire, multimillionaire. And everything she did, she spun it off from the hair game. It's not that I should be doing what she's doing or even be exactly where she is, but I need to come back in here and do my spin-offs from my gift. God gifted me to be able to do this. So it's like, yeah, to me, hair is secondary. What bursts out of me doing hair is the main thing. When I can, like I said, I go in my reviews on my booking site and I see the comments people leave. Those that say things like, I got more than just a hair experience. Those are the people that I'm supposed to be, creating avenues for. So when I do touch down where I'm going, I keep telling my friend, like, we're going to do some things together because as much as this move is for me, I feel like it is for her. Because sometimes we don't tap into things unless we connect it to another positive source. I think that sometimes things lie dormant until you get in a position of being with somebody who y'all can brainstorm together and come up with blueprints. I got my sister Paget, she be on here sometime. That lady, she's a hairstylist, but what she do? Event planning, travel agent, they're going catering. That girl make t-shirts. All that branching from being a hairstylist. So I know there's things that I need to do. So I'm hoping that even together, me and my friend can come up with some dope ideas to help spark her into the place that she needs to be and spark me into the place that that I'll continue to go in. What can we do together? I already got to do all the stuff I got to do by myself. That's cool. I'm here for it. But I'm just excited about the opportunity to grow and do some things bigger. One thing I was saying about Charleston is you don't know when something's going on and this, that, and the other. If you ain't in this clique, I told you I'm trying to be a who in the who's who. I'm looking forward to that. Is creating my own lane. Yeah, the new kid on the block is gonna come and she's gonna find some people to work with in some of these lounges and it's gonna in turn help those lounges probably generate. I'm excited. But like I said, my little confidence was like, and people just don't know the woes of it. I'm pretty sure y'all as men have y'all things. And we as women, that's why I always say I look at people as people and not necessarily in the gender form. Because just as much shit as women go through, men go through. It's like we tend to, why am I going here? But okay. Let's go. Women, we tend to put the whole thing of there's no good men and all men are this and that, never once giving thought to the idea that, first of all, sometimes we just choose the wrong shit. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm talking about all women, include me. Sometimes we just make poor decisions. But on the flip side, maybe the person that we think is so bad, or the people we think are so bad, somebody had to hurt them, just like a person hurt us to make us feel that way. I believe somebody hurt men to make them be a certain way with women. Why is it that women can have daddy issues, but men can't have maybe mommy issues? Like, I think the perfect example that I had with that was on Love and Hip Hop with Stevie J. And it was crazy because him and the Mimi girl and Jocelyn, they all had mother wounds. So what if those type of things are what some men deal with? What if a woman did a man so bad in the heart that he don't know how to treat us? We always look at it from a woman not knowing how to be after being hurt. But what happens when that man is you on the flip side? Maybe he got dealt a bad thing, and he might not think you crap either, just like we think they ain't crap. What if? So I always tend to look at things as the gender thing. I think men want good relationships just as women want good relationships, but we want to make it one-sided about it's just about the women, and it ain't. Because I know some screwed up ladies. That's just a whole fact. Me dealing with women, I usually expect to gain something from the older people. It ain't just on YouTube, y'all. I expect to gain some kind of wisdom, but I find myself giving wisdom to the 65-year-old. To me, that is ass backwards. I don't get it, but I understand that everybody's life going different ways. Some of us mature at different times, different levels. That's why it's never good to put even someone young in a box of not knowing because they ain't lived long enough. Some people are born wise, or some people understand when you ask for wisdom, or they pay attention and they're open to learning. So yes, you can learn from a young person. Even with like married people be like, oh, you ain't married, you ain't never been married, you can't give a married person advice. Why not? Now, I can't tell you how to be no husband or wife because I ain't never been one, but what I have been in is a relationship. And relationships aren't just romance, they're relationships. All relationships require the same basic things. So no, I can't tell you how to fix your marriage, but if I see something that I feel like is conducive to a relationship, of course I can tell you, hey, maybe you should listen a little more. But I'm gonna tell that to two of my girlfriends. So it's like it's not about you not having the experience. It's about understanding life and how relationships work. I might not have been married, but I might have been with somebody, and maybe my situation was similar. Now, I'm not trying to be, like I said, I can't tell nobody anything. What I know is what God said about marriage. That's if I'm gonna tell you any advice for a marriage, that's what I'm telling you. Well, your husband's supposed to cover you, God supposed to cover your husband. I'm gonna tell him that. But on a relationship level, yeah, you gotta be kind. You gotta be listening. You gotta be open. Why can't somebody single tell you that? Does it make it less valid? Most people will go to people with bad relationships and ask them for it. If I was married, I'd rather a single person give me some wisdom than somebody else with a bad relationship telling me something they did that destroyed their relationship supposed to help me. Make it make sense. I know somebody in a situation, this woman divorced, and her it's a guy, he's going through a divorce, and his wife is friends with a woman that gives her the worst advice as a divorced woman. Like, all while she's still screwing around with her ex-husband, she's giving her advice on how to navigate through her divorce. Man, that's gonna end bad. I'd rather you just come tell me sit my ass down. Be quiet. Let the judge handle it. Why can't I tell you that as a single person? Shoot. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just be everywhere. Y'all know when I get towards that 45 minutes to an hour mark, I just start rambling. Shit just start coming out. But yeah, I think I'm about to fizzle on. I wonder what it is about that hour mark that it just be like, whew, okay, I got it out now. Like, do I really have like an hour's worth of rent every time I have a rent? 1 hour's worth of rent. I tell you, it's like I be empty, y'all. Like I literally come on here, obviously full because I know when I get to that point, I'll be like, I'll be empty. Like man, I really did need to get that out. Sometimes you gotta pour out so you keep taking in. You know, many of us need a refill, but we ain't poured out enough to get that refill. You know, but oh, the glass is half empty or is it half full? I'm like, it's half empty and needs a refill. I don't want to wait till it get all the way to the bottom to refill it. I don't. Give me more. We working towards the overflow. Forget trying to gauge on when to add some more to your cup. And if you need to pour out something that ain't supposed to be in there, you pour it out so you can get the good. Ooh, preacher me, go back home. Stay in there. So we don't want to talk about that wine in them dirty cisterns. That dirty stuff going in there, creating that clean wine being poured out. Got it. Okay. Whew. Okay, come back, Sheer. Come on back. Boy, the vision of that wine took me up out this car, y'all. Woo! Don't laugh at me, atmosphere. That thing hit my head like a ton of bricks. Like, hold up. Woo. Come back. Man, what they say? You can't pour new wine in the old wine skins. And that's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to pour out to get all that dirty stuff out so you can get that good stuff in, that good wine. You know what I mean? We want the best. Yeah, it came through this dirty vessel, but it was the best. It's the best because not because I'm so clean. It's the best because I get rid of all the smut and the filth. Those things that can taint my growth, that can taint my perspective of things, that can taint how I treat people, that can taint how I deal with life. Those things that are pollutions, you gotta clean them out. You know, we detox out. People on these weight loss journeys, they do detox for what? To get all the shit out. We gotta do that sometime. Pour it all out. Get all that dirt out. Yeah, I might not be the cleanest vessel, but when God put it back in, it's gonna come out good, clean. The best wine you ever had is what they said. Ooh, where did this come from? This is the best. When it got to the bottom, it just got gooder. That's what I'm talking about. Give me some good wine. Yeah, man. Y'all know what? I just really have to say, I just love God. Just let me get a whole hour of, okay, are you done, Sheer? Remember this. Boom. Remember that wine? That's just how I heard it. That wine. Like, oh, yes. Mm-mm-mm. They were like, put it in here? And y'all know what the funny thing about it was? They put water. They put water. They didn't put grapes in there. What? What is water? A universal solvent. That's what I know about it in the hair game. It brings down your pH levels. They poured water in that, and it came out good wine from a dirty vessel. Y'all better know what I know. Ain't nobody walk on no grapes with that wine. They put water in there, and the sweetest wine they ever had came out. I can't wait to get home and have me some wine. Oh Lord, I feel so good right now, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. I felt good even talking to y'all, but just like that last 5 minutes when I just literally heard that wine, my confidence is through the roof right now. I might put my heels on and go walk by the pool with my swimsuit. We'll work for food. No, I'm just kidding. Let me quit playing for somebody think I'm dead serious. Y'all that know me already know I'll be playing, but everybody else have to get used to my sense of humor because it be crazy. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm excited, nevertheless. And I just want anybody that is dealing with hard times, just remember the things that will allow you to tap into your confidence. The people, whether it's somebody around you that you need to connect with, or if you need to stop going a place, we got to just take life by the horns, if you will, and keep going. It's not meant to be easy. I think that's the one thing we forget. Yeah, sometimes it's harder than others, and sometimes we do things to make it a little bit harder, but easy life is not, the reward ain't as sweet to me. I tell people like when people make a comparison. Ooh, I'm gonna talk about that one day. When people make a comparison between themselves, or they have an ideal of what they want based upon what someone else has, that's always a bad thing, because number one, you don't know the hell they paid, the price they paid. You don't know what they had to go through, or you don't know what kind of evil they doing for these rewards. Well, I always say, devil he ain't gonna stop you from doing nothing wrong. He gonna stop you from doing something right. So if you ain't got a fight before you might want to rethink some things. That ain't no different than easy, quick money. We know that ends bad, depending on if it's illegal. But sometimes it takes that slow thing. When that Selena played that video the other day when that homeless man was talking to them guys, he said everybody want it fast right now. They want that microwave. Sometimes it's about the journey. I was crying on that video. That was one of my mushy days. Because I seen that video at least 4 times over the last few years. And I don't know if I didn't pay attention or if it hit different right now. It hit different. Lord have mercy. But yeah, our journey is more important than what I'm going to have when I get there. Because there's things along the journey that's going to benefit you, and it's going to allow you to keep what you're going to get to and what you're going to have when you get there. And you're never there. You know what I mean? I think there happens over and over again. We could be on a journey and we get to a certain space. Boom, that's that journey. Now we have a new journey, and we're going to get to the next place. And boom, next journey. There's legs of your journey to your end. You're not done with your journey until he say so. Let's say I want to do my journey and do it right. Because number one, when I get to the final phase of my journey, I want to be in the right spot. I do not want to be hot, but I don't want to drop the ball because I got discouraged or I lost my confidence. And I don't want any of you that have watched or may be watching to lose your focus and your confidence and fall short by being in your own mind or not knowing that you can reach out to people and ask, even if it's just a list, for somebody to talk to, you got to find that person or those people. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I think it just takes a village to survive, whether you a child or an adult or anything. If you ain't got a village, take this time to start working on who are my people, who are my accountability partners, who are the people who are those people that I know are praying for me even when I don't ask them to pray. A lot of people look at I keep my circle tight and all that stuff, but they whole circle jacked up because it's full of people that don't know no good. I need that support, that village. It ain't gotta be a circle. It could be many blocks. I hate the term no new friends. Sometimes you gotta get rid of your old ones and get some new ones. What the hell? He said he had drinking about the good stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of things that even right now, times be hard for us. Like my dude said, it's a little bit tight for mostly everybody right now. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. Everybody's thing ain't financial. Everybody's thing could. Some people think could be family. Some people's thing could be their career. But we just got to find those spaces and places that hold us up some kind of way. We gotta find those things. And like my dude said, stay away from negativity as much as possible. Try not to be negative and try to stay away from negative because you open yourself up to those things. Once you tap into that and open yourself up, you invite the hell that you get in. Some shit ain't your business. That's the best way I can put it. Some shit ain't your business. Hey, watermelon. Why you worried about another person's business or people's business? Your whole business, your personal business, be in shambles and falling apart. And guess what? None of them people or places you worried about that ain't got nothing to do with you gonna be there to pull you out your shit. Ever. They don't know you. Or they ain't equipped to help you. You gotta find those people that are equipped, that you're connected to. And sometimes they might not even look like you. We have to stop being so close to thinking everything got to look like us. Everything ain't going to look like you. And if you believe that, you're going to miss some things. Honestly. No, it ain't it. Life is good. It's just if you choose to live it that way. Through all my little struggles and turmoils, I choose to say life is good regardless. I'm happy. I'm an emotional wreck. Shit. But I got a lot going on, man. Y'all know every time somebody help me, I just cry because it let me know that it's good. Number one, there's good people out here. Number two, people have my back. They do have my back. So I think that in this journey that I'm on now, I'm starting to realize who my circle, or reassess my circle. Now I know who to put in position. And that's not to say you're gonna throw all your friends away, but you just gotta keep those people in your what they call it, your fave five. You gotta know who your fave five is, or fave 6, 7, however many you want to have in your faves, but we're gonna say fave five for the sake of T-Mobile. Which I don't have anymore because they be charging too much. I ain't got time for that. But yeah, man, we got to be connected to God first, number one, so that even we recognize those people who have our best interests at heart. I don't want to just go with the cool guys, cool girls. I need to be with the people that are trying to go up, elevate like I am. And I'm not trying to elevate myself. I need people around me and through God, by the grace of God. The moment you try to elevate yourself, you come down hard and ooh. Imagine the devil elevating you and you don't even know it. Imagine God dropping you down, but letting you get all the way to what you think is the top. Mm. Like, okay, keep on, keep going, keep playing. As soon as you get to what you think you done made it, let you fall, jack you all the way up, but then be sitting right there like, okay, come on, let's get up, dust yourself off, do it again. That's the beauty of life if you choose to allow God to be first in your life. Sometimes we be in our own way. Everything that glitters ain't gold. I'm sure all our parents have told us that. Because you look the best right now don't make you the best. But they say that they always say the good man finished last. I heard that. You know the tortoise and the hare and the turtle won the race. You know, it's about how you navigate and how you run your race. Just because you're the fastest and the best and the greatest at doing it, don't mean you're gonna be the one on top. It could be the difference between your cocky and confidence. People are cocky. God is confidence. God is in me, so I choose confidence. Confidence comes with benefits because it means you're sure. You're not doubting. You're not wavering. Even when it feels like you're holding on to a pole in 190-mile-an-hour weather, winds, you still good. Hey, y'all be having so many damn. My dude be talking, you be talking all the time, and I can't see none of y'all comments. Me and my energy drink for breakfast. I did good though. I haven't had an energy drink since Saturday. What is it, Wednesday? Yep, I did good. And I only had this because the one I had left over from Saturday. I ain't buy none. I ain't about to be drinking anything because it ain't like I'm gonna be out door dashing late. I got a joke about that. I don't know. Yeah, I do. I think I do get home close to 4. I'm in North Carolina now. I was supposed to stop in Fayetteville and see my friend, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I ain't know. I ain't know. Ain't that how they talk about it? I ain't much been feeling like that. I ain't. Woo. Austin. I think the first like 6 months to a year, I spent time saying, huh? Because I couldn't understand what they were saying. Huh? But say that one more time. Till I just got to the point where I said, I'll figure it out in the context. If I don't figure it out in the context, it ain't important. Yeah. Ain't now. I ain't know. I ain't. Yep. That's why people think, oh, dude talk funny, but they really talk like that here in Charleston. For real, for real. But you got to beware of the ones that claim Geechee and then the ones that be trying to pretend like they Geechee. So they try to talk like that just to say they Geechee. Everybody that speak like that ain't Geechee. Everybody in Charleston ain't Geechee. Just like everybody anywhere else ain't. Just because somebody say I this don't mean they Geechee. And I'm not saying nobody isn't. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people that be trying to fake the funk around here and they be like talking that talk and they be from Somerville. Somerville done change their whole accent on purpose just to sound like a certain thing. That is funny. Yeah, man. I don't know. 153. I mean 11:53. I guess I go on and push out this 7 minutes and then get back to listening and singing my Keisha Cole. Should have cheated. I ain't got nobody cheat on. Girl, I ain't starting no GoFundMe. For one, GoFundMe take money. You gotta pay a percentage to GoFundMe when you check out. Number one. Number two, for what? It be too many fries on GoFundMe. What I'm starting to GoFundMe for? Well, Mom Duke can probably help you a little bit more, but I know it's more cultural than just some slang or something. My understanding is like the people that came over from. No, I'm not even gonna go into that because I don't know. But I know it is definitely a culture of people and it's also a dialect. I'm pretty much know a little bit more with the dialect. It's like it sounds a lot like people in New Orleans how they talk. Yeah, it's a weird thing between like New Orleans and Jamaica, the twang of it. And you would have to hear somebody that actually is geeky talking. And it's not just how Charleston people talk, it's a little bit more thick than that. Um, but I do know it's definitely a dialect and it's a culture of people. It's not just a thing that people saying or whatever. But if you Google, you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. It's PBS stuff on there because that's what I did that. That's why I say I don't remember a lot of what I say, but I know it's not just a thing you be like, oh, I'm geeky. No, like it helped me to understand because in my mind people just talk incorrect. Lord, nah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a whole different. That's a slang in that sense. And whoever made that slang is dead wrong for real because it really is rich in culture. If you go and look it up, you'll find like a lot of stuff on it. Um, Gullah Geechee, Gullah Geechee. That's what you would search up. Remember that Gullah Gullah Island, when the little show back in the day they used to have? I think that was filmed somewhere out here in South Carolina somewhere. But yeah, it's almost like I when I was in this I forgot what class I was taking in college, but it was talking about I had listened to this about a native tongue. Helped me to understand like, the way people talk, no, their mother's tongue. The way people talk is not necessarily like say we have people that fake the lingo or whatever, but it helped me to understand like a mother's tongue. It's like that's the way they learn to talk. This is the way they actually talk from birth and things like that. So it's not, it wasn't a thing of, oh, these people, not all of them are speaking improper English. It's really a true dialect. And it's pretty cool. Like when you go and look into all the things about it, they had a whole PBS special on it. But see, I'm an Ohio Buckeye, so I can't really help you in that department. But what you said they call it in Chicago, it's that's a little wow. It's a little disrespectful to the people, I think. But hey, we don't know where people come up with stuff and how. Yeah, it's not that. Definitely not that. It's a true thing with people. It's of African ancestry. I know that, and also I think the people from the islands that came over in the slave trade, and I think that's those are the people that were in certain areas that I guess after the fact. I don't know. Like I said, go do your homework. That. Woo. You ever tried not to say things and then it just be coming out like water for no good reason? Be trying not to say stuff you hear all the time. You know how long it took me to stop saying P-U-S-S, P-U-S-S-Y ass nigga? You know how long it took me to stop saying that? Because that thing was rolling off my tongue just way too easy. I'm like, man, if I say that one more time, I was I was messed up. I had to go through serious transformation to stop saying that. Probably because I stopped listening to a lot of different people, so a lot of it just kind of went away. Oh, girl, what happened? What you got in your trunk? What they looking for? You shouldn't have never let them search. Oh, he got a flat tire. No, I'm just kidding. Let me quit, man. Hey, Uncle L. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You might catch the replay. We talked about a whole lot of stuff. That's what I be doing. I just be ranting and sharing my life with you good people. Just working through my days. You know what I mean? Now we just on here just talking, chopping it up. I'm driving back home, so I still got about 3 hours ahead of me, which is good though, cause y'all done got me through a good chunk of that. For real, for real. I'm excited. Y'all excited? I mean, just be excited today for no good reason. Hell, I gotta go back home and get ready. Start packing and stuff. Continue packing rather. I got all this merchandise. I don't know how. I gotta find some of them bags where shoot, I might need to go fund me my dude. Let me quit playing. Um, you know the bags where you can like suction the air out. Like I got a little space in the room I'm gonna be living in. And then I got to decide if I'm gonna put my bed in her house, cause that bed gonna kill my back. I don't know if that'd be hard or easy just to put my bed in there and then move it out when I need it when I get my own place. I need my bed. I'm gonna have to get my bed. Gullah Gullah Island. What's it? Binya Binya Pollywog. I remember that show, and I knew nothing about that until I moved here because I think one of the girls that used to be on that show had came in our shop one time. They're like, "You remember the show?" I'm like, "For real? That's her." She was a kid, but she ain't a kid now. Yep. Oh man, y'all know me. I say that all the time. Y'all know me. I talk a good hot hour, and then all of a sudden it be like empty. I keep on seeing these billboards with this food on there. Like, man, I'm trying not to stop at least until what highway I'm on? 95. Man, this ain't even going through Columbia. What the what? This is a weird travel. I guess I'll be trying to wait until I get home because I don't really want to stop unless I have to. I guess if I have to stop for a bathroom break, then I'll get something. But other than that, I'm gonna thug it out. I'm gonna be hungry as hell when I get home. Gullah Gullah Island. I'll never forget that show. I used to watch that. Ugh, I might go downtown and do some video and capture some of the things that we talked about on here. I'm not saying that it's very rich in culture and you got the place where they sold the slaves and all that type of stuff down here. I might go and do some video of that and show y'all how it looked down in like downtown Charleston and the Battery and stuff. That's a pretty good idea. I might do that. I need to do my homework because I ain't gonna be able to tell y'all a lot about it. But I can tell you what it is. Some of them buildings that have like write up on them. It's like some man. It's some big mansions out there. My dude, when you coming home though? I'm all for that. But when you coming home? I think one of them houses down there is Oprah's house or used to be Oprah's house. But I don't remember which one it was. It's on a Battery. Oprah got a house down here. I know that Will Smith used to have something out on Kiowa Island. That's not too far from where I'm at. Bill Murray is from here. Well, he be downtown all the time just chilling. There be some weird stuff going on in Charleston. They film a lot of movies. They film a lot of movies in Charleston that, it'll be setting in another place, but they use Charleston for the backdrop or whatever. Like that movie, The Notebook. Y'all remember that? One of my favorite movies. That was filmed like right up the street from where I live at. Army Wives, that show that used to be on. It was filmed here. There's a lot of shows that was filmed here. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But people here are not really open to exploring those things because they still think about, what they did to us. And I'm like, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Let's go see it. I'm checking my little message. I see my doctor call me back. Yeah. People are like, oh, that's plantation, plantation. I'm like, if you look up the meaning of a plantation, I understand the stink it has on it because of, the people that lived on there and what was done on there. But in Charleston, in South Carolina, when I first moved here, I lived on Plantation Road. Was I supposed to say I can't live on that road because it say plantation? It's a lot of Plantation Road, Avenue, Drive, Circle. There's a lot of them. But when you learn that plantation just means a large green area, a greenery, a place you can plant a lot of things, then you can take that sting off of it. Well, at least I can. Shit. What I'm going to do? I can't change the world. I can't change history. I don't know why they had them on the plantation, but I know that ain't the meaning of the plantation. I'm sorry. I don't know. Beautiful homes. Yeah, of course it would be if you grew up somewhere and you know these things and not been introduced to it or exposed to it, of course it's history. Y'all grew up in it. It's normal. These are things that we would hear about maybe in school and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't have no knowledge of it. Only way I look up a lot of things that with the history is just how it doesn't have me bound today. That's the biggest thing that I really look at. Is like, why in 2023 are we still saying I ain't going somewhere because of what they did? Like I said, but I can't speak for everybody. That's just my thought process. Ain't necessarily the next person's process. But I'm not gonna go somewhere I couldn't back then because of, and then don't go when I can because of what they did back then. Hell no, I'm running through there butt naked with my 6-inch heels on. Like, look at me, I'm here. You can't stop me. Now let me quit. Then I'll be in jail. I ain't running through nowhere but naked. Y'all don't listen to me. That's the hunger. That is the hunger speaking. I'm stupid. I got too many jokes. Them jokes is not good for me. Maybe I could stop and see my friend in Fayetteville and not give me something to eat there. Nope, follow my first man. I'll be done got caught up in some thunderstorms or something crazy like that. Nope, nope, nope. Stick to my guns. Ain't that right, guns? My dude got named Atmosphere Guns. It's my sharpshooter with the mod stick. Pew pew pew. Hey Gary, how you be? As you can see, we've been on here for quite a long time now. I'm just talking. I'm utilizing this time to talk while I drive. Whatever comes to mind. Until I see 0 on the thing, then I'll click off. Yeah. I think we had a pretty good conversation today, I would say. Took a little confidence. We need to be wearing our confidence like our favorite sweater or dress. It should fit you great, accentuate everything about you. Your confidence. Your confidence speaks even when your hair ain't done or when your hair ain't cut. Your confidence speaks when you got on basketball shorts and a white beater or a suit and some nice loafers, smelling good, feeling good. Confidence always going to speak, I think, and not the confidence that the world has placed out here because a woman come on screen naked. That's confidence, especially for larger women. I'm like, that is not. I mean, it's a level of confidence, but I don't think that's something we should be promoting as confidence. Because that's saying if you get naked in front of the world, that's confident. You got to be confident to do that. No, you don't. How do I suggest to build up confidence? In life or what? I mean, in what way? But in a nutshell, my thing is trusting God. Number one, knowing that things are going to happen, but I have everything in me that I need. It's like we have to strengthen that muscle of knowing that everything that we have need of is already been placed on the inside of us from birth. And I think that even with myself, that's something that you constantly have to remind yourself. It's in there. What that good spaghetti sauce say? Was it Prego? It's in there. But to build your confidence, you want to make sure that your vessel is constantly being rid of negativity. If you are intaking negativity, we were talking about, like how I'm on here. I said it's a pouring out in a sense. You want to get rid of those things that pull you down, drag you down, so that you can fill back up with some things that make you feel better or give you a different perspective on life. We talked about creating circles around us that are that are conducive to building confidence versus being around a bunch of people that are tearing it down. A lot of times we don't want to separate from certain people, places, or things, but we don't realize the effect it actually has on us in life. We might be wondering, why am I feeling less confident? Maybe it's because you're hanging around two other uh people without confidence and you don't realize it because y'all all looking the same right now. We have to get away from the thing that we don't want to be. And a lot of times we just want to be a good person and we keep different people around us because of that. I think that we are people who are driven with a heart. Even the worst person on some level, they have they don't they have a level of, I don't know if it would be the opposite of love that would keep the same thing with that. Of course, if somebody got a lot of hate in them, they're gonna genuinely be around a bunch of people that got a lot of hate in them, and they're not gonna be receptive to love. But if you're a loving person and you got somebody around you that's giving off that, and you want to get it away from you because it's going to tear on your character. And then in the long run, once your character done beat up, you don't have the confidence you used to have anymore because you've given over yourself to something that you shouldn't have. So we talked about cleaning our vessels, trusting God, um, doing something different to get a different result. Maybe we lack confidence because we've stayed in a space too long, or we've tried to make something work a certain way too long, and then that one time you decide to do one thing different that you didn't want to do, that you were scared to do, or you didn't think you would never have to do, everything turns around. Now you got that big boost in your confidence. There's so many ways, I think, to boost your confidence besides going to buy you something new and make you feel better, retail therapy or a new outfit. Yeah, that adds too. I think that's like a bow on top of the gift. I think it's inner work that builds your confidence, renewing of our mind and our heart daily, not just once a week or once a month. You said tell them about the gun line. um, yeah, I just think it's more being vigilant of yourself In those moments where you feel things are weighing on you or tearing you down and you're not feeling as confident as you may be feeling, then you go in and you check yourself and be like, okay, what's going on here? What I got going on? And we should have that go-to person as our accountability or our encouragement. Nobody can change anything that you're going through about you, but there are people I think that are truly meant to help you. We all need somebody. Life is definitely not meant for us to do it alone. I think that a lot of people get discouraged from allowing people in because so many people deal with sharing parts of their life with people that they probably shouldn't, and then boom, now it's a whole scandal. What is it? Scandal? I don't know. I hope that some of that is a good way to build confidence to you, Gary. It's what I'm gonna do. Build your confidence. Oh, words of affirmation. Those are ways to build your confidence. You ain't got to always wait on somebody to give them to you. Speak it. Speak life into yourself. Put them on your mirror in the morning while you're brushing your teeth. Put them on your refrigerator when you go in there for something to drink. I just think that it takes for us to just really trust God with our life, and stop trying to do everything ourselves because it seems shaky or funny. We're going to put our hand in it and try to fix it. Some things we are to fix and some things we are not to fix. Because if we don't allow the natural process of God to fix some things, nobody else will see and be able to grow from what they saw. I believe we all examples in some kind of way. We might impact a stranger we never seen or never will see or know simply by how we're carrying ourselves or how we're moving about on a daily basis. And I'm sure people in the chat have ways they would build their confidence. Yeah, man. Shoot. We on the road. Nah. At the rate I'm going, y'all, I ain't gonna have 4,000 watch hours until 2027. I'm glad that ain't my ooh. If that was the thing that I was really, really, really going for, like if that was number one priority and me going live, I would be sick right now. Like, man. But it's not. I'm gonna enjoy this journey of getting there. I love when I go on there and there's new hours added. It's a far away from 4,000, but hey, somebody watching. And I love when I can't say it enough. I love to see the comments after the fact because I'm like, wow, they went back and watched it for real. You was on the replay. To come on here and never know exactly what I'm talking about except for the topic and to actually get through it and get it out. Honey, let me tell you, I don't even understand it sometimes. I go back and listen to my own lives and be like, you said that? What? Oh, girl. Ooh, that was good right there, Shia. I really do. Like one day I was just sitting there watching all the lives that I went back. I'd be trying to make sure I don't sound crazy. But in doing so, I always found that it was actually pretty good. Then I got my buddies that will DM me and say, hey, that was a good live. Y'all don't know how good that, it makes me feel good that, at least you enjoyed me literally just talking. At least that's what I say I'm doing. I'm just talking, What the good guy upstairs does with it, that's what he does with it. All I know is to push play and talk. I'll sit here and be like, my confidence is feeling some kind of way today. That's what I'm going to talk about. Anytime I put a title up, I really don't know where it's going to go. You might get 2 minutes of whatever the title was and then a whole hour of who knows what. It's super random and authentic. The only thing thought out is the fact that I'm going to go live and I do come up with a title. That's about it. which means I can talk, apparently. Or I just had practice doing that church group. I don't know. Everything for a reason. I used to always say, why am I doing this church group? How did I start doing this? What in the world? And it'll be something like this that'll make me think back to that question. Maybe it was preparing me to come on here and talk with detail and at length and not even realize that it was just a setup at the time, practice. So I say, I don't mind going on camera. Ain't no sense of me going on camera right now, but I will be on camera. I think I'm a cool girl. Cool chick. Sir, man. Oh, I thought somebody about to walk across the highway. I'm like, why? Is she at work or she just decided to come out here and clean the highway herself? Because I do not see anybody else out here cleaning up the side of the highway. Wow. If she by herself, she really give it back. Is confidence a natural gift? I think it can be. Just like some of us have, like we all have different gifts. I think that is something we can work on and have, but I also think it's something that is put inside of us sometimes. It's like any other gift. And we all probably have some of the same gifts. Some of us might have different gifts. There's so many different gifts we can have. I think somebody could have the gift of having that natural confidence, but I think that's where the whole, okay, if God gave me a gift of confidence, you have to understand that gift and not have it cross over into that cocky place because you now know you have this natural thing that just it thing that you have. A person can become cocky and not recognizing and understand how to use their gift. I think that's what I think about that. I think it's a thin line in becoming a cocky, especially if you're just naturally confident. I think some people become cocky and don't realize it. And it'll be one small thing that'll turn it. But I think as a gift, you should recognize a gift. And I always say, I don't care what your gift is. You should pray to understand your gift and know how to utilize it. I think that's a valid. That's what I say. I don't know if there's a definitive answer to that. It's just more like different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a true statement too, Heath. I think that I think it's a thing that you can have naturally, but I also think it's a thing that you can gain over life just through experience and through your upbringing and your examples. I think a lot of people learn to be confident from watching their grandmother or their mother or their father. So that's it. I don't think it's a cut and dry answer to that. I think it's just different perspectives of how you think it could be that way. Yes, I think it could be a natural gift, but I also think it's something that happens over time with growth and learning life. Some people will have a gift for something, but just don't have it naturally. That's why it turns on and off sometimes, probably. Who knows? You have confidence about what you drink and eat, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's many ways to answer that. In my mind, yes, it can be a natural gift, but I also believe in the rest of the ways you get confidence. You know, I think that if a person can truly be gifted natural confidence, I think that's the moment where you see that a person can go overboard with it because they're so sure they got it. Different than a preacher. They got it. They got that confidence. But they got that gift. Some of them have the gift of the spirit, and some of them have the gift of gab. But how they use it is what's important. And there's a thin line between the one that's good and the one that's tainted. It all came from a gift that they had, came from a gift. I think so much stuff can come out of something that we just have naturally. That's why I say yes. You can have a natural pizzazz about yourself and have it on steroids and it just be something so mean and evil. They say gifts come without repentance. Yeah, you can be gifted in something. That don't mean you're gonna use that gift right. It don't mean it's gonna come off right either. We all are gifted in something, some things. I don't think we all have one gift. I think we have several gifts and talents. I think about when they say, your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will open doors for you. A lot of people look at that like your gift is just gonna automatically give you access, and that's not true. I think when you're operating and utilizing your gifts in the way they were designed to be used, then those things open up to you. Opportunities come. A lot of people be like, ask and it shall be open, but how are you using your gift? You asking and asking, but you feel crappy about using the natural gifts that you've been blessed with. Why would a door open for you? Sometimes we don't even got to do nothing but walk up to the door and it just open because you're doing something good or right. You know, Sometimes you can stay there knocking at the door all day long and never get a answer because you ain't operating right. My brain go everywhere, so I don't have one thought process. I just be thinking. I think a lot of different ways, and actually, like when I ain't acting silly, I really do apply a lot of thought to certain things. I like those questions. I love thought provoking questions because a lot of times we don't just automatically just go into those areas of having those type of like just raising questions and asking and then literally putting a lot of thought behind the questions. Most people answer questions from, well, I already know, or I don't know, some crazy bias. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it takes for you to think because you might be a little biased. You got to think a little bit before you actually answer a question. So I love things that make me think. I know rush answers, and it exercise your brain so they can think a little better. You can think good, good, good. Where am I at? 38 miles from Fayetteville. Hey, it's going down. Meet me in track. It's going down. I'm about to be hungry. I ain't stopping. I ain't stopping. Mm-mm. I don't want to stop. I want to get home. Is it Wednesday? What am I gonna eat though? I need to know what I'm gonna eat. Man, I had a pork chop dinner. I left it in my friend's dang on refrigerator. Man, the pork chops was good too. 3 people. So y'all done? We got 7 more minutes, so I might as well go to the 2 hour now since we done went this far. I was 40 minutes ago. I was about to go back and sing Keisha Cole. Y'all want me to sing Keisha Cole to y'all? No, I'm just kidding. No. If I could turn on my radio at the same time, I would. I can't believe I ain't had my daily gospel song for y'all. I know it's a song that dropped real quick. The last time it was the hair like, I like fire, hair like wool. We messing with atmosphere about his hair. Yeah, man. I'm so excited. But I am, what's your thoughts on people who are envious of your confidence? My first instinct to answer that question would be that's a personal problem that they are dealing with. I can't. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't really have a thought on that because it's like okay, but when I think a little bit, I think that a person can. It can be a person that you actually love that can be envious of you, and I say that in the sense of envy is to me really it's a little different than jealousy. It's a form of admiration that I think people don't know how to express. And jealousy could be too, but to me, jealousy is just more messed up. I mean, some people might see it as the same, but I don't. Um, and the reason why I say a person that you love can be envious because, like, for instance, my mom. I know that my mom loved me. She gave birth to me and she raised me good. She took care of me and everything. But I also know there's a lot of things that my mom was trying to do and she didn't do that I did. So there was a lot of things that I felt like she was proud of, but she was at the same time envious of because she didn't do it herself, you know. So yeah, I think that she treated me a little bit funny sometimes, but not because she hated me, but because she was envious of the places that I was going that she didn't get to go, and she really didn't know how to express that in a sense. It took for me to move to. It was like her envy would make her be like, she would brag to her friends about everything I did. But then when I talk about something where I wanted to change something, it was almost like her fear would tap into what I was doing because she didn't get to do the things that I was trying to do. Her level of fear in doing things that she didn't get to do, she would project it to me, I think, you know. If you move here, it's gonna do this and that and this gonna happen, you know. It was like weird, but yeah, I think that it just depends on the person of how I'm gonna look at how a person is envious of my confidence. Because some people just wish they could, and they just don't know how to tell you I'm proud of you. But then there's those people that be like, oh, you think you're the shit because you're doing this, that, and the other. So at the end of the day, it's still a personal problem. Your mama, your cousin, your best friend, or your dog. I can't help you with that, and I'm not going to worry about it. You know, I thank God that I recognized that by my mother. It wasn't never that she wanted anything bad for me. She was like I am about moving. She was scared sighted. I'm excited everything she's doing, but I'm nervous because I didn't do it, and I don't know how it's going to turn out for her. But when I moved to Charleston, her tune about me moving was so much different. I think that's when the level of the envy turned into admiration. She saw that she created a child that wasn't afraid to go and try new things, to do the things that maybe she wished she could have did. So I think at some point it became a point of living vicariously through me. Like she became my biggest cheerleader. Like when I was talking to her about Charleston and I didn't want to tell her I was leaving because I was scared she was gonna say something like, "Oh, you ain't gonna make it," And when I told her about Charleston, she was like, "Okay, so are you gonna move there? What you think?" And I'm like, I'm looking at the phone like, "Is this my mama?" Because I was ready for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it's a personal problem atmosphere in a nutshell. Like, what you think of me don't make me shit. I mean, how you feel about my confidence? What that do for me? Nothing. Work on your own. Take a page out of my book. I think they love it. That's what I think. I think they love it, and they just ain't gonna tell you. Hey, realist. I think they love your confidence, and they wish they had your confidence. So instead of just saying, "Man, you was a one confident brother," they say and do other things. That's weird. Yeah. But all the while they're watching. One day, who knows? Your confidence that made them so sick might push them into a greater level of confidence. Big time. Yeah. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. I forgot the next words. Amen. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Hey y'all. When I get home, I'm gonna create my page with me and my best friend. So be looking out for that so y'all can subscribe to our shenanigans. It's gonna be funny. That's all I know. It's just gonna be like some old crazy something. I can only imagine because she and I together be funny. It's gonna be a fun time. Meek and Lala doing life. 50 where? We about to go out here and just have fun and go on journeys. It ain't gonna all be just silly stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a lot of you gonna see life. You know what I mean? I don't know how much of a reality show it's gonna be, but you know, it's gonna put me in the mind of that. You know, she's had a lot of experiences that she can talk about and share with like different surgeries that a lot of women might, you know, be thinking about or whatever. You know, as far as cosmetic things. Um, who knows? You know, I might end up because I got videos on here talking about my journey through my surgery, but who knows? I might, you know, we might have a conversation about that because it's a lot of women that like Atmosphere said, a lot of women that do deal with that type of thing. Black women. And it just takes one person. When I first started putting up videos on TikTok, when I was going through my post op thing, I would go on there every day and just talk about how I'm doing or whatever. I did it for a few weeks, but it was so many women that came on there like, oh my God, thank you for posting this. I'm scheduled this day. I'm scheduled that day. And like I said, it's always going to be one person that you're going to help. Nobody told us to go out and help the whole world, but we are supposed to help somebody. And we don't know who that somebody may be. You know, yeah, we have people that we know we can, hey, I know you, let me help you out, that type of thing. But I'm talking about those people that uh that God put in our way so they can see. Or they put however you want to say it. There's always somebody watching. You never know who you are impacting in life. That was that sermon my pastor preached a few weeks ago. Almost took me out. Made me remember, boy. I asked to be an inspiration. And then when it started happening, I'm looking like, what? But here I am, full circle once again, forgetting what I asked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not be a lot of people cup of tea. I don't care. I'm only here for the people that want to hear what I got to say, or who can in turn say something that helps me. You know, it's all love. I'm truly operating in love right here. I don't gotta know what's Selena say. I ain't gotta know you to love you, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to love. If more people love, it would be so much more unity and peace right now. But people done forgot that love. That's the greatest thing you can do in God's eyes. He is love. Why wouldn't we want to love? And loving somebody don't mean you got to take their crab. It don't mean you got to bow down to it. It just mean you got to operate from a place in your heart that's loving versus evil. Love. Some people never receive love at all. Just imagine if you give them a tiny bit, whether they want it or not, they still got that tiny bit. Like now, boom, I gave you some love. Go on with your nasty self. The next thing you know, they'll still be right there trying to get a little bit more dose of love. I believe that. I believe that. You know, what we think is something that I ain't got time to do that. It'd be that very thing we need to do. The thing we don't feel like doing. It ain't my job. I ain't trying to be giving nobody nothing they don't want. What if it ain't about what they want or don't want? What if it's what you supposed to be doing? Because guess what? That's another key to another door to be open. We don't ever think about that. We always think about I don't want to do that and just don't. Might not like it, but it's gonna be beneficial to you. My people don't extend grace. With all the grace that we have out here, even the people that don't act right, people don't realize how much grace that they actually have. And I done slapped people in my brain before in the last couple of months. Imagine that happening in real life. Somebody just walking up to you, slapping the mess out of you. You got a lot of grace and be doing the most. We don't extend the same grace we expect for ourselves to others. And extending grace is not a pass to say, okay, you can do anything you want to do, and we don't care if you're horrible. It's just you not trying to handle something that don't belong to you to handle. It's not your business. Oh, yeah, crazy what he said. The answer is love. He is kind of special. Yes, he's very special because he's very gifted. I think most people hear Kanye like this. I hear calculations, and then I hear exactly what he said. It might sound crazy to a lot of people, but that's why I know he's very gifted. Like, it's one thing, I may not be understanding of every gift that I possess, but I know gifted. If I hear him clear, everybody else going crazy, that's one gifted brother. Sometimes gifted comes off as weird to other people or strange or crazy. It's because you're not listening right. We're always looking for. Oh shit! What the fuck? Excuse me, man. This car was driving so fast. All I seen was red. Why is it driving so fast to the construction area? I hope the police come. Snatch your butt up. That ticket gonna be about $1,000. But yeah, we listen from a judgmental place. We don't pay attention to the fact that we all have a preconceived notion that this man is crazy based off the media. Yeah, he be saying some wild stuff and he's a little bit touched. I cannot take that away from the equation, but I know that it's a lot of gifted people in mental institutes because people have one probably put them on medication when what they were saying was probably accurate, but it seemed crazy to them. Or because that person was so gifted and they didn't know how to deal with that gift, they just snapped out. That's a thing. And love is the answer. Like, what else can kill hate? It ain't a gun. Still, you can shoot as many people as you want to shoot, and you're still gonna be out here. And that's not to say everything's gonna turn or change, but if you ain't got love, you ain't got nothing. And I don't think that was an invalid statement at all. It's the truth. And that's what people don't like is the truth. How can we make things better? Love. No, it's time to get your guns and da da da. It may be, but you're still supposed to love. What happens after you handle that one situation? It's like love overpowers hate. Just like light overpowers darkness. But people don't get that simple concept right there. Where there's dark, you must be a light. You have to add light to dark places. You have to. When the sun goes down, I don't mean the sun gone. It's only dark for a little while. And what happens when the sun come back up? Light. Same thing. Light is always present. It just ain't always shining. And some people choose not to use their light. And that's none of my business. I just got to make sure I use mine. And hopefully some of them people that don't understand their light or don't want to use their light will start to see and use their light. I may never know about it, and that's fine. But I done my part, you know. Like I said, we all carry solution. If the solution is love, then we can at least try that a little bit. Give some love. Do your body good. Do your heart good. I told you, I can't wake up every day mad as hell. Mad as hell looking for the next target to be mean and angry and evil too. Hell no. That's gonna cause some physical problems sooner than later. Be out here in a crazy hospital or something, all types of medication. Uh-uh. I cannot. No, I will not. I cannot. We hit 50 plus, we have confidence, and we got to start over again. I, I think that, like I said, I think that this is part of our journey. Do we lose confidence? I can't really say you lose it. I think it goes up and down. Well, like you said, when you hit not just 50, but any milestones in age, your life takes a different change. So it's no wonder we have to build back up in those moments, you know. Like being 50, I feel younger than I did at 30, honestly. You know. I feel great, you know, as a woman, I feel great at 50. I'm like, that's why I be like, I'm a 50-year-old millennial. Like whatever. I ain't know. Because I feel like although I went through those ages, I feel like I missed a great deal of being in those impressionable years, and I feel like I'm there now. Even though I'm 50, I'm very inquisitive. I want to learn. I want to grow. I do think about being a solution, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like people in that age group because they don't just allow you to say whatever, and then they be like, "Oh, okay." No, they're gonna keep asking you questions, and they're gonna figure it out. They ask too many questions, they're gonna tap into something. So therefore, people that are in the millennial years, they get a bad rap because people try to play it like, oh, they ain't experienced enough life. But we need the open mindedness of the millennial. They can start to get the things on track. Nobody wants to hear from the younger people. And millennials ain't that dang on young no more. Not in this day and age. They old. Shoot. My kid's barely in the millennial age. I don't even know them ages. That's why I just claim millennial. I don't even know what generation I'm in. I think it's X or something. I don't know. I'm a millennial. I ain't no generation, nothing. I'll be a 70-year-old millennial. I hope I still be the same way I am now when I'm 70. But I want to be even more full of life. Like right now, where I'm navigating through a certain space and area to get to the next place I'm going, as far as my life and career and all that stuff. I feel like on the other side of that, it should be a elevation of joy, a elevation of love for life. You know, I love life. Don't take it like I'm saying that I don't. But what I'm saying is, I should have even more love because now I've gone through another phase that gives me that level of appreciation to understand that I'm here for a reason and to know that it's a blessing to surpass certain ages, you know, like especially for men. A lot of men ain't even expected to be here past, well, a lot of men, I ain't gonna say they ain't expected to be here, but a lot of men don't expect, depending on their life, they don't expect to be here past 25. And that may be because of the way they live in, or it may be because of their peers. But I think that when we reach another decade, it's like, not decade, it's a decade, whatever 10 years is, Lord have mercy. I got a brain fart. Just when we get to those different milestones, you know, you get to 21, that's a milestone. 25, that's a milestone. When they start doing the 25 and up clubs, that became a new milestone. Then you get 30. Then after 30, it's kind of like, what do we celebrate? Most people start preparing for 50 at that point, but I was like, oh shoot, I can't wait to 40. And I was like, I can't wait for 50. Now I'm like, shoot, I can't wait to 51. I think I'm gonna be excited about every new year now because they all ain't promised. It's a blessing to still have years, So like, what do you do with your years now? Now that you've reached 35, 36, 57, 55, 60, what do you do with those things? Like, some people, I feel like, go backwards in a sense because of maybe what they missed coming up. Maybe they can't give us the things that we expect as an older person because they didn't get it. So me in observation now, I tell you, when I get 58, I do not want to be weird. Heck nah. I would feel bad if people look at me and say, "What kind of elder is this?" That's a. Ooh. Mm-mm. I still want to be jazzy and spicy, but I also want to be um someone that is looked at with respect. I think that we have to respect ourselves. If you don't respect yourself, you're not even gonna exude respect. You're just gonna be running around trying to figure it out. So I'm taking notes. Hey, don't become a teenager in your later years. Remember, you was a teenager a long, long time ago. That should get you far. Shoot. But at the end of the day, I told you I'm gonna be that 50 something that shit. If I go out of town somewhere, let's say to some island or something, and that night they be like, "Yeah, where are the girls that's gonna get on the bar?" I'm gonna be up there, guaranteed. That's all I'm telling y'all. So just a warning: if I'm in your city and it's a place and they say get on the bar, I'm gonna be on there. Don't hate me because I'm living life and loving it and having fun and enjoying the gift that I have. The goal is to have life and have it more abundantly. Who the heck said I'm gonna give you life and just live? I'm going for the more abundant at this point. I'm 50. I'm going for the more abundant. So what does that mean? I need to love more, give more, do more, see more, travel more, create more. More. It's all about more right now. So people make a song singing, wait, out here singing that one song that year, living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you, there. Whatever the song is. I know I don't be knowing the words, but man, just think if everybody was singing that now. We walk around like, smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Yeah. I think we lose train of knowing how blessed we are. If you really thought about how blessed you are just to be here right now, I don't think that people would really, really, really have the time to be so angry and hateful. Because we ain't gotta be. Plenty ain't. We take for granted the greatest thing that we could possibly have right now, which is life. And throw it all away for what? It was on my lip. For a little, I don't know why people throw it away. It ain't none of my business. That's the lane I'm going to stay in, is being grateful for the time that I have to not necessarily my duty. It ain't about starting over. Sometimes we're just doing what we're supposed to do. I don't think we're in a place that we're not supposed to be. You know, it may seem like that to us, but if we believe that, when they say, God might come when you want him to, but he come right on time, then we got to believe that we're living in our right on time now. We ain't starting over, we getting started in a sense. It's like, okay, you done did that. You done raised them kids, you done did that, you done did this. Now it's your turn. Right on time. It might be late to you when you look around, but hey, what greater time is it now than now to get started with whatever it is that we done trick ourselves in believing we too old to do, or even though I've never thought like that, but I know a lot of like dealing with a lot of women. Hey, CC, a lot of women do believe that they don't do things because they believe they've reached this age where they can't anymore. And I know that's a full blown lie. That's a lie. None of us should give in to the fact that, oh, I'm too old now. Now, maybe with having some children or something like that, I think you can make that decision on your own. But like far as being a homeowner or even getting married for some of them, I be saying all the time, like I better not be 70 getting married. But I mean, if that's the way it got to be, that's the way it had to be. Until then, I'm just gonna be a cougar. Um, but, we get caught up in thinking about age. If you still got an able body, then why not? Why not? The fact that your kids are raised and out your way, yeah, we still have a parenting don't ever stop. But the fact that they're out the way means now you can do those things that you couldn't do when you were raising them. So do we stop and not do that because we done hit this 50 mark? Or do we do it with all the knowledge and wisdom that we gained along the way with raising our children and do it even greater? Boy, these speed traps out here nice. Oh, there you go. I was I ain't seen not one cop. But what I do need to know is what's the speed limit on this boy? Whatever, I know I ain't speeding. I'm never speeding. Yeah, y'all. I think our best years are ahead of us if we choose to look at it in that fashion. But it's up to us to live it out. Why not go through the rest of life trying to do the best you can at whatever, trying to accomplish goals that you want to accomplish and not having them just lie dormant in your mind and thinking, what if, or dang, when I was 32, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, and not just do it now. That could be going back to school for somebody. I thought about going back to school. I don't know what might happen, but I might in the next couple of years. Um, who knows? But I don't think that our age, like I said, unless you're just physically incapable of doing something, as long as you're capable of doing it, go for it. How do we tell younger people to go for it and then sit back and just watch? Shouldn't a younger person be able to have that privilege of saying, man, that lady's 50 and she doing her thing. I'm gonna be like that. Isn't that the position that it puts us in when we get to that age? So that 32, that 32-year-old would know that along the way it might be this and that, but it gets greater later. It wasn't always sweet, but here I am, 50, still doing it. I've been doing hair 31 years, I think. I done lost count. I just know it's 30 plus, and that's not counting that's counting license. If I counted when I started doing hair at 13 years old. I mean, I was literally like doing people's hair, washing it and start to finish, 13 years old. I went straight from the Barbie doll head to cousins' heads. But because I keep my craft sharp, I take the classes, I enhance my skill. I don't sit here and say, I cut good. I know I'm the bomb at cutting and just keep cutting because guess what? Everything changes. There's always new methods and new ways of doing things. Even if you're taking courses to sharpen your skill, you might not learn nothing, but you might learn one thing that'll elevate that whole haircut into something even gooder. Yes, gooder. But because of that, younger stylists, they appreciate me. They come to me for help. They want me to teach them a class. They say, this one lady, She's an older stylist, but she do XYZ. And I just be looking like, how old is she? They be like, she like 42. I'm like, well, dang, what am I chop liver? And they be like, no, but you different. No, I'm not. I just stay up on my craft, you know. And that's what I would say to older people. Don't let it get dull, whatever it is. Keep your stuff sharp because it still works the same way if we apply it. Right, CC? No, it still works if we apply it. And the beauty of the thing still working, we can always modify it. Woo, sheer. Mm, mm, mm. You can always modify it. It ain't done. It's not over. It just needs to be modified a little bit and then represent it. What makes us feel like we're less valuable the older we get, or like we're less capable the older we get? If anything, it should be the other way around. Because you know what you know. You know how to do it right this time, you know. How many things have we done and we failed at, and then we just come to, well, I'm 50 now, I will go do it again, but I done reached 50. Ain't no sense of me doing that. Hell no. You better get up and get out and do it. Because guess who's watching? Your grandkids. You know? Guess who's watching? Your little nieces. Your little nephews. We got to remember that. Like, we're constantly a walking, living billboard. If we'll sit here and ridicule women that come out in public with their bonnets on and their pajamas or whatever, why aren't we now presenting ourselves in the way we think that they're supposed to think, be? What's the difference? Would you want somebody to talk about you because, dang, that lady, she be getting it. She's retired, but she's doing this, this, and this. I want to be like her when I grow up. I ain't about to be sitting back worried about what you got on your head. Just wash that thing. Don't wear it every day for 3 months. You look like how you want to look. I'm stupid. Going around with a dirty bonnet. Them things hang different when they're dirty. You ain't gonna tell me they don't. All caked on, stuck on grease. Wash y'all bonnets, my bonnet wearers. We love you too. But remember, while you wearing your bonnet, still exude life. Be an example of something. It might not be your bonnet, but it might be what come out your mouth to somebody standing there. But I do really wish y'all would. Please stop. Or, yeah, let's come out of that. Because I probably make somebody mad. Because I know I have bonnet wearers in my life. Some of my friends wear bonnets. I'm like, why is you outside with that thing on your head? They're like, shut up. It's protecting my hair. I'm like, okay. I ain't got nothing to do with that. IJS. But when we walk out the door at all times, we are presenting. And I think we need to come out of the mind frame that I ain't doing nothing for nobody else. I'm doing it for me. I don't care what nobody thinks. You should. Now, you don't let it break you down and cause you not to go forward. But I care about what people think of me. I'm not talking about a person lying on me and assuming they're thinking a certain way. I'm saying I care about what they think of me, because what you think of me is going to determine if you want to set an appointment with me to get your hair done. How I present myself is going to say whether I appear professional to you or not. So I do care what people think of me. When they say the first impression is the lasting impression, think about that first moment you meet somebody. How are you looking? And I don't mean like a dude or a woman or something like that. We know that part. But I'm just saying those that had an opportunity connected to them that we might not have ever known because we didn't have our presentation on. I don't like driving on cruise, my dude, but that's where I usually stay at anyway. I figured it was about 70 though, because it should be 70 all the way home, even to 26. Yeah, dress accordingly. Like, brush teeth, wash your face, put on some clothes. Be clean, if nothing else. And depending on where you're going, dress the part. I always that's why I was saying last week when I was like, I think I want to rebrand even my style. Like, I'm not saying I don't dress right, but I want to look. Shoot, I'm gonna call my look. Who's that girl? Cause that's how I want to be looking everywhere I go. I want to be like, oh my gosh, she is so jazzy, girl. I love your style. Then I can just open up a conversation. Okay, so who does your hair? Okay, well, I'm new in town, and I am your short hair specialist, and I would love to love your hair. If your stylist is ever sick or out of town, here, give me a call. Your hair is amazing, by the way. Speak to you soon. That's what I'm talking about. I don't never step on those stylist toes when I'm trying to steal their clients. I do it respectfully. Hey, if your stylist is ever unavailable, sick and under the weather, out of town, here, give me a call. I'll be glad to love your hair. Cut grass in a tuxedo and Jordans. See, is that how you dress to cut grass, atmosphere? How your hair be? Do it be like standing up on your head, or you like wet it down and put a do rag on? Like, I just imagine your hair being this thick, woolly contraption because of what you explained to me. So I'm sorry. I apologize that you have created a vision in my mind for your hair. But you know what? When you said, like, when I look at that, cut your grass in a tuxedo and Jordans, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's like, wait a minute, who is that out here cutting their grass in a tuxedo? What the? Like, when I sell jewelry and people be like, I don't really need no bling because I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, girl, please, I'll be wearing my bling with a white beater. Make it stand out. Yeah. I'm pretty good at that. Yeah, make it stand out. What sets you aside from everybody else? Cause you wasn't out there cutting grass and with no socks on and however the hell with dirty shorts and hoodie shirt. I get it. My ex used to do that. He used to wear the clothes with a lot of paint and stuff on it. I'm like, I get it. But when you get up in the morning, I'm sorry, I don't feel like you should go to work dirty. Cause when you go through Lowe's and you look, you got a shirt on with your business name on, even if you got paint on it, you gotta have yourself some level of take me serious. You know what I'm saying? Versus I'm over here playing and painting my own house. I can't help what I see. So y'all really cut y'all hair like that? I mean, y'all cut grass looking, oh, because y'all want the honeys to drive by and see y'all cutting grass and then be like, hey, Mr. Parker. No socks. That is so stinky, huh? No socks. Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for y'all. Cause I just know that somebody gonna get a spark and they're gonna do something different and it's gonna be popping. Yes, I do accept inspiration fees. Thank you, donations. Like, girl, you encourage me. Here's a nickel or two. Love you. I love you too. Thanks for that dime. You all right with me? Ooh, road construction is horrible. Cause it'd be like drop down 60. No, I ain't say you was no sock guy. I was just using that as an example. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't just dress any kind of way to cut the grass. Yeah, I know you ain't the no sock guy. You don't even come across as no sock guy. Shy, please. That's too funny. Moving along down the highway, getting along so I can get home. Yeah. Y'all like my song I made up? That was a freestyle tune by me, coming to the radio soon. Psych. Let me go playing. I don't remember this road. Yeah, I do. I was about to say I don't remember this road section coming through. Road section. Construction. Yeah, baby. That's all though, y'all. I guess I'm about fizzled, I guess. Every time I say I'm fizzled, I get another win. And keep on talking. Y'all must be having a light day at work or something. Top and eat. Report to the principal's office. My dude is funny. Too funny. All right, all right, all right. He wears socks with confidence. You like different socks, like crazy socks. I like crazy socks. And here's the weird thing about me. Like in South Carolina, I rarely wear. I've been wearing flip flops and stuff. That's why I can't walk in them heels. But before I moved here in Cleveland, I wear like flip flops and socks all the time, even when it was winter time. So when I came down here, I was the same. So I like weird socks, and a lot of times my socks aren't matching, and I don't know why. But not that I don't have both the socks. I just for some reason like to put on two different socks and my slides or something. That's strange, but yeah, I love a good sock, and I'm a little bit weird like that. Now, when I go somewhere in particular, I ain't wearing no mismatch socks. That's just a weird thing that I picked up. I don't know where it came from, but it came. Oh, he said he wear no socks. But your no socks probably come along with a nice outfit and out, having a nice cocktail or enjoying some good music or out to dinner with a nice young lady or something. I know, if you know, you know. Someone's calling me from New York. All right, can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Even though I turned the ringer off, it's still ringing through my car. Yes, man, crazy colors and little designs. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing major when I wear my socks like that, but I like crazy socks. But I also don't like my feet covered. Go figure. Weird. Like when it get cold, I actually hate when I have to put on shoes. I think that's why I started wearing socks and flip flops. Because that gave me the sense of my feet is covered. But they still ain't covered because I got open shoes on. My speed is not 64. I don't know what they calculating. That must be the person behind me. I wasn't even going 60. They lied. Man, it seems like time is standing still. Like, it's going slow. It's only 1:30. Is it really only 1:13 Eastern Standard Time? What's the country? Wearing socks when you do housework? Or no socks? Even felt like the miles was different where I was earlier. Can that happen? Like in different areas, can I know a mile is equated to the same measurements or whatever, but is there like places where the miles are longer or shorter? Because I don't feel like I was losing as much gas, and it seemed like felt like the miles were longer. Like for instance, I was traveling somewhere that was like um let's say 7 miles, and I needed to go to the gas station. It was on 54 miles. I went to the destination that I was going without going to the gas station. It was still on 52 miles. That don't seem right. That was weird. That was just observations I was making, because to me that sounds like I'm gonna save some gas if it is a thing. I know, like in California, my always say the miles is different than it is in Ohio, so I don't know. Like it'd be longer than ours. Like how it's easy for us to walk a mile, it ain't so easy out there. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not about to go too far into it. I'm just gonna say, okay, maybe I don't use as much gas in this area, and that's gonna be a win for me. Roads. Okay. I got some things to do my homework on. Research. Just because it's gonna be in my head to figure it out. Instead of me wearing my little man. Yes, sir. 3242. I don't know. I don't know what I want to eat today either. I gotta find me something. But I don't know. Keep on saying I'm gonna get off of here. Then I'll be looking at the time, and I hate that time. Like I don't know where I got that from. I'm so weird about like either being top of the hour or the bottom of the hour. Okay. Hey Swift, how you doing today, my friend? Yeah, it's a good day. I'm just traveling back home, and everybody been keeping me company while I've been driving, so it's a splendid day. I'm excited. I'm excited that I can hit play and have some great people to just tag along with me while I talk my talk, and then we just talk and talk and talk. That makes any sense. Okay, now we can get somewhere. Construction is over. I think. I hope. That's one thing I don't want is a pimped out ticket. I was thinking about pimp my ride for some reason. Man, that show used to be crazy when they be fixing them cars, and then they'd be like, people be having. I seen this one, and the lady had mice in her car. Man, that's nasty. Do y'all know the kind of fool I would cut up if a mouse rolled out my car somewhere while I was driving? Ah, you want to talk about? I hope she's okay. They be like, Lord, Meek had a mouse in the car. It came out while she was driving, and Meek was a good girl. We liked her so much. Cause I'm telling you, that's my mama with a bee. My mother would stop the car and jump out where she was at if a bee got in the car. A bee and a mouse is two different things, though. Lord have mercy. Why she had mice in her car? That's nasty. That has got to be the worst. And why didn't you know they was there? Oh my God. Maybe they put them there for the shock value of things because I just don't understand. He set the car on fire. Yeah, well, you remember Pin My Ride with Exhibit? No, it was under her seat, man. Yeah, that's just nasty. It's nasty. Getting strong again. I don't know where your strength got lost, but we are excited to hear about that, Swift. For real, for real. I think that goes in the vein, though. Just talking about having confidence and stuff earlier in life and in our careers and just everything. And strength is an important part of that, too. I just think that, our health, we have to keep our health in a way that we keep good strength, but we also have to keep our emotions, mind, and everything in a good space to have that strength. Don't want to ever be depleted because of things we could have controlled. Some things are out of our control, and we do have to restore and build back. But we should always be mindful of those things that we allow to feed off our strength. Your ex was fixing your bucket. She know how to fix cars. If she's an ex and she's fixing a bucket or a car, if you plan on getting that car fixed, make sure that the right person fix it. That sounds a little scary. It was always interesting how they did them cars, even though we found out later that most of that stuff was scripted anyway. So that's why I said, wait a minute, they probably put those mice in there for that shock value. Cause I just don't get it. That was nasty though. I'm always squeamish to stuff like that. Yeah, Pimp My Ride and Cribs used to be the stuff too. My favorite Cribs episode was Red Man. He had the most simple, normal person apartment. It was junky and everything. Man, I thought that was funny. He had he had the trap on there. So you had mice in your car and it stopped it from. I would have freaked out. I really would. You'd be surprised what animals had and just start living their life and creating and all that good stuff. Oh, I didn't. What ex you talking about? That's crazy. Mice in your hood. It'd be bad enough, like in South Carolina. I'd be scared of like snakes being under the hood because I've seen people have that. Or where a snake would be coming through their vent system. Mm-mm. I ain't about that nature. I am not. Oh, exhibit. See, that went over my head. I'm like, yo, ex. I'm like, oh no, if you drink that drink, don't drive that car no more, because what a car represents your life and your ministry. Your ex gonna have your woo, yeah, off the road somewhere. But okay, exhibit. hmm That's funny. We didn't stick to the context atmosphere. Ew. I'm scared of rats. I'm scared of all rodents. I'm scared of reptiles. I'm scared of don't come over here. Frogs, snakes, lizards, especially you lizards. That's the one thing I had to get used to in South Carolina because, like in Ohio, yes, we have those things, but they don't be at your house chilling. They be near water like that, but you ain't even really got to be near water. And them things be on your door. You be scared to go in. One day I sat in my car for I don't know how long because this frog was just sitting next to my door, and I was scared if I opened it, it was going to jump in the house. I was throwing nickels at one before trying to make it jump away. Weird. I remember a frog came up through my toilet. Boy, I almost lost all my everything. That was scary. Too scary. Okay, Volvo. Well, y'all talking now. That chat was going fast. I didn't even know what y'all talking about. I don't want to catch no kind of snake, man. I don't even want to see them things. The one thing I ain't seen too many snakes here. Thank goodness. I've seen maybe one, but they ain't going. Man, when I want to see that alligator so bad, and we was in that water. Mm-mm. I was like, okay, I seen enough. That's a big thing. That alligator was huge, too big. I remember I was on this highway and I was coming back from Raleigh Airport. I went to Chicago and I was tired as I don't know what, and I'm trying to get a room. Man, that dude would not come down on that price. He trying to charge me full price for 8 hours. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this. I just turned on the prayer in my brain and got to driving. It was too late. Getting no room at 1 o'clock in the morning. Two. I mean, having flashbacks every time I drive past that sign to say Raleigh too. Oh, never again, buddy. I drove up there so my friend would have to fly by herself because she was scared. That way I would not be given again. She's good now. She's bad enough sometimes I got to drive to Charlotte to fly out. But that's a cool little thing. Did you make it out the bucket? Creepy crawling is just that, creepy and crawling. I hate when people are like, oh girl, you scared of a little lizard? And they'll just pick it up. I be looking like, mm-mm. I was a bougie little girl. I'm sorry. I didn't play with them things. Nope. Nope. Oh, for real? Yeah, Charlotte, they be having the better prices. Well, they used to. Like now, it don't even be much difference from Charleston and Charlotte. Like it used to be that drastic where I literally, by the time I drive there, pay for my bags and everything, it would still be cheaper. And with gas. You know, lately I'm like, hey, I ain't really worried about it. All my flights been pro bono lately too. I know that's the peace of mind. I've been traveling. One would think I was out here just traveling up a storm. No, I've been traveling, but these things been fully funded and miraculously. That's why I know I'm making a good decision. Because when I need to do something, if it requires me to be out of state, I get there, even though I don't be thinking I'm gonna be able to. Oh, I'm headed back home now, Cece. I left Saturday, hung out until today this morning. I don't know if I did anything I was supposed to do. I did check into like look at some places that I had seen far as apartments online, and I did look into a couple of the jobs. So I guess I did. It wasn't really nothing else I needed except for that peace of mind. Sometimes it's like with everything I got going on right now, just sitting still is like I have to get outside them four walls, pretty much. Let me get outside of these walls and get a woosah moment. I find that when I do travel, I get my best thinking on versus being sitting in the middle of what you're in and going through or whatever the case may be. It's hard to come up with good ideas or strategies when you're in the middle of what you're trying to strategize about. So getting away has been that thing, man, to get my mind off of that stuff because I don't see it and then I can think clear. Especially when I went to Florida, man. Oh my God. I almost want to go back down there next week. That was a good place. I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to see now. I gotta go to Atlanta before I leave. My last week in Charleston will be somewhere between the 21st and the 29th. So I need to get to Atlanta before that. I'm supposed to go this week, but I have to see how things turn out. I simply want to go there so I can go to church. Thank you, CC. Yeah, because I'm really big on at least going to have my pastors pray for me for my journey. I respect them and I trust them for their prayers. So get my whole church family involved in my departure. I'm still going to be a part of the church because I'm already a online person anyway. I go sometime, but for the most part, I'm online. So I'm going to stay. They're going to stay my pastors, but I still want that. My mom and dad not here to wish me off well. So let me come away from there. If I be in the car in the next page, I'll be like, why did she cry for 30 minutes? Yeah, pull away from that. So yeah, that's how I look at it. My mommy and daddy can't do it, so I'm going to go and have my pastors pray for my journey, pour a little life, so I can just be ready and on fire. Not that I won't be, but it's just that extra added love added onto everything, that support from the people that have supported me through even the loss of my parents and things. So yeah, that's major. That's major. I had never been a part of a I know, a lot of people like the church don't care. Like I be like, that's not all churches, and I say that because I know my church isn't like that. Anytime I went through something, if they knew I got a basket or something in the mail, a get well thing or some flowers for sorry for your loss, that don't happen a lot. Those are the simple things. But I also know that I see them help other people in ways that people think that most of them wouldn't, like financially and things. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go to church and probably anybody that I am cool with out there. I probably try to see them too. My Duke is in the Atlanta area, so I'm definitely going to see her if she don't come to home to South Carolina first. But I'm excited, and plus I got to go to the Peach Cobbler Cafe because their food is so good, and I'm so glad I don't live near them because I would be 200 pounds again. Eating. Oh my God, so good. Oh my goodness, this is so good. It's like some old pig. Oh, they trap. What is that? Man, trucks be carrying some stuff. You don't be knowing what the heck it is. Family church, yeah. See, I mean, my family church, I don't know. That's the church that my mom kind of like, we missed a Sunday and she asked us if we wanted, well, we didn't really miss it. It was like we were late and she asked us if we wanted to go to church or if we wanted to stay home this week. And us being little kids we said we want to stay home. Yeah, that was about the end of our church. We was the people our cousins used to talk about. It's like, oh, y'all only come to church on holidays. Y'all come to church on Easter and Christmas and Mother's Day and Father's Day. Like, so at least we came. Ah, atmosphere, yeah, no, not for me either. I ain't never been there. Don't want to get. Nope. I'm not against. I mean, the church I go to, you would probably think it was like that, but it ain't like. You know what I mean? It's a different thing because church now is just different now. The setup, it ain't like our old school churches. But regardless of how they present, there should be that feeling. You know what I mean? That feeling you get inside. The spirit should be there. It should be right. And if you can't go in there and feel something, but that church, I don't know there. My friend want to go there so bad, but she just don't know. If we go to Dallas, she might have to go by herself because I'm adamant about not going there. But I would never deter her from watching that. I would go with her. I ain't even gonna lie, because that's just the type of friend I am. But it would be only by her. CC, we talk about everything over here all the time. I be going into song because I'm a singer in my mind. Sometimes I just sing to y'all a little inspirational music. Do churches have ATM machines? Not all of them, but I think some of them. But the one thing that people must remember about an ATM machine in the church, that ATM still belongs to the bank. Yeah, it's in the churches. People be turned off by that. You'll go stick your ATM card in a grocery store or at the bank. It's the same. That's how I looked at it. That church can't go into the ATM and grab that money out. It still belongs to the bank. I think it's more of a convenience thing, but because it's not up with the traditional thing, back in the day, people weren't using credit cards and things like that. Nowadays, a lot of people don't carry cash. How convenient. My church doesn't have one, but my old church in Cleveland, I think they had one. But I didn't look at it like, oh, the church gonna open up the ATM and get all this money that went into ATM. No, it's a banking thing, man. And I believe they have to pay to have them in there. It's not like the church creates their own ATM and put it in their church so they can take your money. Yeah, that's the gist of it. Pastor can't open up the ATM just like we can't. That man gonna still come from that company to get that money out the ATM for the bank. I don't know how it work on the business end of it, but yeah. But yeah, I think a lot of churches nowadays have coffee shops, bookstores. I mean, it's a business. That's the end of the day. That's why I say you have to make sure that the right spirit is up in these places, regardless, because all of them are business, from the smallest to the largest. Does it feel right? Are you getting fed? Do you feel like you got a community around you that will help you? Because you can go somewhere and be starved out, and they be having everything. And that's why I hate when people don't, like a lot of people get deterred. A lot of people used to like going to church and they don't no more because of a lot of the new ways of church. And I don't like that because like, no, we don't have to go to the building, but to fellowship is a good thing. And I don't like, I hate that people don't feel comfortable in a place that they should feel the most comfortable. But that's just a perfect example. Some people are just in position because they put themselves in position. They woke up and saw it was lucrative to become a pastor, and that's what they did. That's where your gift of discernment comes in. Am I dealing with somebody that's on the right or the up and up? I think a lot of people ignore a lot of these pastors, and they won't even call out their most famous favorite ones. I'm not here to call out nobody, but I know where to stay away from. And they filled out their whole stadium, didn't it, Swift? Now, see, I wouldn't go to his church, but I look because some of the teaching, good, but I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wonder if my friend gonna figure out I'm on live. She just called me. Mm. But it's teacher's own. You got to find a place that works for you. You know, what I like, you might not like it. What you like, I might not like. Yeah, find a place for you or not, whatever the case may be. Just don't lose God. You know, I used to like going to like the conferences and stuff, but I know that like that was a part of my journey, I believe, because I remember one of the last conversations me and my dad had. I was just talking about how I was getting ready to go to Houston for this conference and stuff. And then I was just tripping, like, man, remember I used to spend money to go to like spring breaks and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden I was going like I would never would imagine myself going traveling to go to church. But what I always did was pray before I went to make sure I can go. And then when I did go, I would always make sure I brought something back from it. Because a lot of people just like to just go to these things because it's, I don't know, everybody's looking for something out here in the world. So a lot of people go expecting something that they not gonna get. Not in that sense, but I always came back better, you know, feeling better, knowing something different. I went to learn, you know, and now you can't pay me to go to a conference. Because I think that was a part of my path to go and see and do. I gained a lot from the conferences I went to. But there's certain people conferences I would never go to. Ever. Ever. No, I was kidding. Yeah, I like talking. I do anything that feeds me the good type of feeds my soul the good things it needs. I don't need nobody that's gonna throw me off the railroad track. That's it. I can't even say if I was living in Atlanta that I would go every week because I don't even watch every week. Especially like right now, because I'll be having questions and I'll be like, Pastor, I know you be doing everything that I think is good. But there's also a level of certain things that they'll never touch. So I'll be like, well, who's supposed to tell me about this? Because I know y'all ain't gonna do it. Not just my pastor, but just any of, like for instance, y'all, okay. You know how okay. You know how everything is mapped out far as when you're married. And then when it comes to being single, the church just say don't do it until you get married. But then I was thinking one day in the Bible, and the man said it's better to marry than to burn. We're just talking about your, you know, your fleshly desires or whatever. So then I was thinking, like, well, if I'm single and I ain't got nobody to marry, are you telling me that I'm gonna burn if I do and I'm gonna burn if I don't? I really had that question and I want to know. So Yeah, it does take for you to be spiritual and on a personal level with God. Church ain't gonna give you everything you need. It's not. It's not. And I agree with that, Swift. As I said, it's like I don't know if my spirit's saying I had enough, but I feel like in my spirit I felt live. Because a lot of times people would try so hard to do what is quote unquote right according to what their pastor said. And I'm not talking about my pastor at the time because I feel like he don't be telling us enough or what not to do. But good all the same. Um, but I say that like a lot of people out here on eggshells, and I don't think that's the way our life. I know that's not the way our life is designed. We're not perfect, so we're gonna mess up. We're gonna, what do we do to get past those things? Not beat me in my head about it. And I think that that's where a lot of people lose sight and they come into a place of blaming God for things that is not God. It's just that you didn't go to God. You went to that person in the pulpit. I'm never sitting in a church where I am looking for the pastor to give me something. I'm listening for God's voice in that church coming through that pastor. I can apply it to my life and make it better. And if this don't sound right, I know that I need to throw that away because that human being came in there. Like I think that's the thing that people do. They go in there expecting the man to give them something instead of what is God doing for my life right now in this place. Because I think you can get something right even out of places that aren't necessarily right. You will find the worst people. That's why you gotta have a relationship with God, because God used the worst people too. Gotta find the gotta know God. And you also gotta know those places that you at that you should absolutely not be in. I done been in a church and my whole insides was just upside down. I'm like, nay. Or you be seeing like I went to church on an empty stomach one day and I was just visiting. It was a church in Charleston. I was just visiting because a pastor that I like to listen to had came there. And I went, and for some reason we got to sit in this area where it's supposed to be. The first thing I seen was they were on, like, okay, say the front of the church is, let's say about 15 rows back, and then it's like a space, and then the rest of the chairs. So the first thing that I came up on was they was only allowing ministers and clergy to sit in the front section, the first 15 rows, and I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, if these people are already in ministry and serving, what about the people who are there to be, fed something or receive something? Like they should be. It shouldn't be like that. If you're gonna do that, why not just the first couple of rows? Why did y'all have a whole section for the so-called saints and then put all the ain'ts in the back? But for some reason, everybody that got sat in that section got moved. Like that was for the preachers. But me and my friend was sitting there and they didn't move us. The lady didn't bother us, and I'm sitting here like, hmm. So I'm like watching, and I'm watching. I was like on the last row of where the preachers were sitting for the preacher section. So that's the number one thing. Like, why is there a preacher section? But when people were coming in, they were all preachers, ministers. And when they came in, I kid y'all not, I could tell the title that they went by according to how they were dressed. And I'm sitting here like, oh, minister such and such. Oh, that's pastor. So, oh, that's apostle. Look at prophetess with her big bow tied up around her neck. Like it was like I was seeing stuff that, like, what? And I do think it was because it was almost like I fasted that day and I didn't have no food in my body. Man, my senses was on high. I was just seeing all this stuff and I'm like, man, Really messed up out here. That's why the preachers was in the front, because they probably did need it more than the people that I felt like should have been in the front. That was what I walked away with, So who knows? I like church, but it has to be the right church. I think I told y'all that. If you don't go to church, I understand. You know what I mean? I know both sides of that. I'm cool. Yep. That's our church talk for today. That's why you better know that thing for yourself, atmosphere. That's why certain, like, that place you said you went and it was the club. When I listen to him, I always find fault. They'll say a scripture at the beginning and be like, if I had to title this, it'd be, what the heck are you reading? Because everything that come out don't be nothing to do with that scripture. But people don't, they trust in the man so much, they don't even realize that that person ain't even preaching from what they said they was going to be preaching from. That's a quick way to get caught up. Believing what people say and not checking it for yourself. If I ain't never heard the scripture for myself, I go and make sure it's saying that where they read from, because you ain't about to have me out here looking fool, coming out repeating stuff, looking crazy. Yeah, that's because everybody in there thinking they supposed to be fixing somebody. I don't know, Swift. Like, like when I started going to church, I automatically became an usher for some strange reason. I don't know how that happened, because I tried not to be, and I still ended up being. But well, I do understand now, because I see the stuff that goes on, so I know exactly full well what you're talking about. Some people be so over wanting to have some kind of position of power or something. Yeah, it'd be like they be forcing it. Like, y'all ever met like people that be like, oh, I always say, if you leave with your title, you are not real. If you're not, like, say for instance, if you're okay, let's say you're a prophetess CC. Prophetess CC not at church. She not at church function, but she out here saying, "Hey, I'm Prophetess CC. Oh yes, I'm Prophetess CC. My name is Prophetess CC. No, it's not. Your name is CC. I don't want to hear what title that you feel like God gave you, because if you do like that, I'm going to assume you gave it to yourself. That's a huge turn off to me. Like when people leave with a title, why could you just be? If you hear from God, that's good. Just tell me. Don't be like, I don't like when people come up and be like, oh, honey, I need to tell you what God told me to tell you. I'm like, no, no, I don't want to hear it, because I don't believe you. I feel like when you truly, if you're outside of a church place and you coming up talking to people like that, man, you guaranteed to be looked at like you crazy. I don't want to hear that, man. You ain't got to tell me what title you carry. You ain't got to tell me. Just talk to me in a normal conversation. And if it's God talking, I'm going to know it without you saying, God said. Because most of the time people say God said, they be lying. Ain't heard nothing. Yeah, I told you, I see everything. I knew who was going to fall out on the floor every single week and win. To the point I could just grab the sheet and start walking towards the front. I'm not here to say it's a play world and it ain't play in there. I'm just saying it's some good spaces still. And you also got to be mindful that sometimes it'll be a good leader, but then a bunch of mess in the congregation. Woo, that's where the mess live at. That's why, like I said, I go to church with an expectation from God. I ain't got time for all that. Like what you talk about, what you doing, what you ain't doing, because you're not gonna tell. promise you, if you're not going to tell me something that I feel like God ain't going to tell me, and I'm going to know when it's a message from the Lord. Yeah, that's how I look at that. But you coming up to me telling me you prophet such and such, that ain't going to help me. And I'm be like, how you know? I can look at your character and tell if you're a prophet or not. Most people that call themselves prophet be gossiping and everything else. That's not the character. Nah. There's certain things you're not going to be doing if you really carry that. And if you are still doing those things and you ain't fixed it, then you got some work to do. I don't want to hear it. Just have a conversation. Just talk. Like, Lord, you should prophesy. No, man. If I was in a church and people start screaming out, prophesy, I'm running. I'm going to get up right there in the middle of the word and I'm going to be out the door. I'll be seeing that on some of these videos. They be like, oh, prophesy. I'm like, no. Like it's a big show or something. Nah, dog. I'm about to leave. I'm going to Burger King because Chick-fil-A is closed. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Swift, you better have some level of discernment. And if you ain't got it, pray for it because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. Because, man, some people will cover a turd in some feathers and call it a chicken nugget. And people be buying it. Not me. Ooh. Can't tell me anything and I'm just gonna believe it, you know. But then that's when people get mad at church because they sat there and believed it. And you got work to do on your side too. If it don't feel right, retreat. Get out. I think that some people have it and they ignore it too. Just like some of them people may have a gift that be trying to come up and give you a word, but they miss the part where they supposed to say they're supposed to pray for you. Something. That ain't the way it should be. But yeah, a lot of people ignore discernment because it's usually just a gut feeling. Like something's telling me that this is that. Then you need to pay attention to that. And then after, like you say, when people get grown, when you've ignored something that you've probably been experiencing your whole life and you still doing it at a certain age, got to do better. Got to do better. Because I can think back over the years where I had that little thing that said, no, and I did it anyway. I truly can. It happens. It definitely happens. I don't know. Y'all better get to know who he is for yourself, because sometimes I just like to go to church because they sing good. Let me quit lying. I ain't on that. I just like what I like and where I like, and I don't dip in too many places because I'm very protective of my everything. Because I know that we put a big thing on the music industry, but it's not just them, and that are in those ways, of places and spaces, and dealing in those things. It's not just the music industry, so You do have to be careful, honestly, because everybody preaching ain't holy. And some of them are actually literally serving the devil. That's the gist of it. Some of these people are truly serving the devil and they just in disguise. They call them a wolf in sheep's clothing. Hmm. That's for a reason. It tells us that for a reason. They say even the very elect will be fooled. That means the people that know better gonna be fooled by these people. Stuff I be looking like, yeah, right, nigga. They be like, you don't listen to so and so. I be like, no, that's a nigga. He out here trying to, yep, no, nope. That's too funny. Let me quit playing. I'll be playing, but be so serious in a lot of times. A lot of my kikis. No, y'all. What y'all eat today for lunch? I need some ideas when I'm gonna eat when I get home. I got like another hour and some change. Yo, get over, in my truck. Get out of my way, cause I'm coming through and I'm passing you. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, y'all gonna have to be waiting on me and my friend's page. It's gonna be so fun, and I already know. We went live last night. It was just like a little while we was out hanging out, but it was funny. That girl funny. We're gonna have a good time. Good old time. It's a beautiful day. Anybody know anything about that storm coming? I ain't even watched the news. I need to do better at living on the coast and paying attention to the weather, huh? I think we're gonna start getting like rain today. I'm not sure. I don't think nobody on here on the East Coast. Oh, wait a minute, you are, ain't you, Swift? I don't know what they're saying about it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I don't know what storm is that, where it's coming to. I don't like Bojangles. We got Bojangles. I don't like Bojangles. I mean, it's not one of my favorite, like my go-to places. Sorry, but if I ate Bojangles, I would want the first chicken in the morning. Yeah, I gotta find out because I know it's supposed to get some rain today, but so far it's beautiful out here. That was I was leaving and I was afraid because it's supposed to start raining here, so I was trying to get out ahead of the rain so I didn't be like I was going up there because I ain't checked the weather and it was nice little thunderstorms going through there. And all I kept thinking about was when I was driving in that tropical storm and the tornado was down the street turning that girl's car over. I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I check the weather? It worked out well though. It worked out well. I don't like people are big on like Zaxby's down here. Only thing I eat from Zaxby's is a salad. It's like it's so overrated to me. Like, it's very overrated. Zaxby's. I don't know. Chicken places make me not want no chicken unless I cook it. Cause it be so hit or miss. Like you could go to a Bojangles one time, it'd be so good, then you'll go back and you be like, ugh. Things like that depends on who's preparing your food. Some people prepare your food with love, and some people prepare your food to get their dollars. They just there going through the motions. So y'all getting rain now, huh? All right, so yeah, that's up there. So ain't no telling. I know it's supposed to start raining. They talk about this hurricane out there. But the last thing I looked at, it didn't look like it was gonna necessarily come to the coast, but I'm not sure. I got to investigate so I can be prepared for whatever. It's supposed to be like a pretty nice storm. You don't want to get caught slipping in one of them. I need to make sure I got some vittles in the house. And I still got my candles from the other day when I thought it was about to be bad. But when it was bad all around me and I had no idea. So my dude told me they had flooding and all types of stuff. But flooding is normal in Charleston. Like if it rains, some places it's going to flood. Because you got high tide and stuff like that. In certain areas it's going to flood. So I know we had flooding that day. Good, raining good. But I had no idea no tornadoes were dipping down out the sky, turning over cars. Y'all just don't know. If I had seen that, I would have been freaked all the way out. All the way out. Yep, the salad is the only thing I eat from there. You got to get an extra piece of toast and you got to get like 4 dressings because I don't like no dry lettuce. And then I always get my chicken fried and chopped up finely. And it be good. But that's all I eat from there is the salad. I think I tried that chicken one time. When my son came to South Carolina, he loved that stuff. But I ain't get it. It's overrated to me. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna eat something good. I can't think. I don't even think I got nothing in the kitchen to cook. I'm just trying not to buy a whole lot of food because I don't want to have to deal with throwing away a whole lot of stuff. I only got a few more weeks. I got to clean that fridge out. I love the Waffle House. And guess what? If that Waffle House ain't dirty, I'm leaving. It was a new Waffle House one time, and I went there, and that food was so nasty. I was like, it's too clean in here. Like, if the Waffle House ain't dirty, their food is not gonna be busting. I'm sorry, it just ain't. Yeah, yeah, but y'all, I am gonna go and check out Mr. Mall. I see he on live, and more down this highway. For real, gotta be dirty, man. I definitely appreciate y'all hanging out with me for these 3 hours or something, and wherever Mark you came in. I appreciate you so much. As always, thank you for listening to my Meek Talk, and I love y'all, and I will be back again. Have a good day. Bye bye.